All right, good morning, good evening, good freaking night. Welcome into NFT Live on the Web3 Network, where we cover the NFT and Web3 space every single day of the week. I sit here with some awesome creators. It's Yuga Mint Day. We got a mutant hat. We got a Moonbird announcement here, a proof announcement. We got a lot of things happening in the NFT space, and I got some good friends here. We'll go left to right here. I'm Nifty Q. I'm a co-host on NFT Live, if you don't know. It's good to see you guys. I'm sitting here with Gifted and Biggie Poppins. Gif, how you doing today, my man?
I feel like I got to switch up my hat. I feel like I got to rep some Bored Ape. It's like one of the few days I'm not rocking my Bored Ape merch. So give me 1 sec.
How dare you? Or get your V Friends hat on. That'd even better.
I need a Gary Simp hat on for sure.
Yeah, where's your Gary V Simp hat?
I see the mutant. All right.
Now we're ready. Now we're ready.
You know it's not a legit NFT Live hat unless it's worn backwards. But I like the front hat too. What's up, Gif? How was the morning show this morning, dude?
Oh, it was amazing. We had Jiwa come in for some Tech Tuesday. First Tech Tuesday of the new year. Always great having him there. Coming in all the way from Germany, all the way from Berlin. The Intent.art crew is amazing. Again, if you don't know them, it's an awesome generative art collective. That's the word I was looking for. It's a small collective of artists and creators. They call themselves Intent.art. They're based in Berlin. And anyway, Jiwa is a generative art expert and super talented dude. And he comes in and he's one of our tech contributors on Web3. So it was awesome. It was great. We covered a lot. And we really got into the Yuga show at the end as well. But I don't know. That's it. It was a great morning.
All right, real quick, we got a BasedHeads video that we want to show while we're live. Before we get to that, our BasedHeads aficionado here, holder. Gif, are you holding BasedHeads? You meant it, right? I'm the only douchebag that didn't, right?
Have yet to, Q. You will join. You must join the trash.
We were calling it and like telling everybody to get on the Allowlist, and then you didn't. It's one of these like not taking your own advice, but also the easiest layup of all time.
Yeah.
They're at a good price right now, right? What are they, like 0.15 or something? So not a bad time, Q.
Is this the Lex Friedman video? Is that what it says?
That one looks cool though. Yeah, no, I think that's just like them having fun. No, it's on the Discord. So maybe you can pull it to that. Oh, you're not on Disc.
Nope.
Q.
It's hurting the content. Now I have to get in the collection. Biggie, how are you doing this morning, my brother? We got some proof updates as well. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I just minted my Grails for this season. Grails season 3 just happened. We're almost half minted out already, which is insane. Usually, the mint goes on for like 7 days, but this time they switched around the how would we say, the mechanics of the mint. And man, there's a lot of FOMO out there. There's some really amazing outputs out there. I'd encourage you people to check it out. I think I sent you the link. You can see some of the outputs coming out. People are sleuthing already, been sleuthing for a while now, trying to figure out who's who in this season's drops. It's 20 artists total, but I'm really excited about it. It's looking amazing.
Yeah, we're going to bring that up on the screen right away when we get into quick news. I did want to talk about the chat here. Ja was in chat saying, what's up? Squashman's giving us some BasedHeads alpha video there. OVOT as well. Asmodai saying regional time of day to you all. Hash rhymes. And Arthur is telling us to get going. So we're getting going. We're getting going here on today's episode. Leave a like. It does help get the episode out. Anything else happen on the GM Web3 morning show this morning? I know Jiwa took us down like many different story, points and topics. I was excited about it, but anything else of note?
Yeah, well, I think so. The thing that we kind of led off with is I feel like it's a big rabbit hole. We don't have to spend that much time on it, but there is a new, I believe it started with a Dune Analytics report on wash trading in the space. And you can make arguments for why market making is a good thing in the space and needed in certain scenarios, but the numbers that this report is coming up with are kind of staggering, and it basically is saying that the total across all of Ethereum and all NFT volume, roughly half is all wash trading. And NFTs already have a big PR problem, and this unfortunately doesn't help it really. Again, whether you can say, hey, there's good people too, or there's good reasons for wash trading sometimes to add liquidity, the optics of it are really bad, especially when you've already got so much negative publicity around the scamming and shit like that. So it's not great. Obviously, we understand that there is legitimacy and there is real use cases and there is real builders and artists in the space. But just alone in 2022, they reported that 60% of all Ethereum NFT volume in 2022 was wash trading. So that's more than half. That's well more than half. That means only 40% of all the volume that was tracked was actually like legitimate buying and selling, and not people just, creating market manipulation or, fake trades to create volume.
So I want everybody's opinion here on the topic, especially those of you in chat. Obviously, we are going to get, that's one of the major topics for the day. So we're going to get to that story here after quick news. So we have a bunch to talk about. Again, quick news is going to be some proof topics. Let me make sure I got this correct. Some proof topics, some wallets being thrown off an Allowlist is a new one. That's new for the bingo card. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch about some gutter cat stuff, and then we're going to get to the NFT trading volume and whether a majority is fake, just like GiftEd said. And then, dun dun dun, we've got, and I want to make sure I have it. Where did it go? I need some filler, fellas. I got some rate my bags.
The Yuga show.
There it is. I've got it for us, folks. The rate my bags. This has not been updated in a long while. I think it's been like 3 months, maybe 3-4 months since we touched this rate my bag. So a little bit of PFP collection, kind of Chinese fire drill that we need to do here and move a lot of these around because it has been a while.
Those Yetis are just looking better and better, bro. I don't know.
I could see movement upwards for the Yeti. So we will get into rate my bags later in the episode. But I wanted to start off today's episode with a quick overview here from NFTGO. And I want to ask the chat as well, what would you like us to highlight on NFTGO's website related to data? What kind of data, what kind of analytics do you want to see every morning? Because we could kind of look at it here at the start of each episode. Market sentiment right now, a little bit of cool. A little chilly in the market sentiment department here. Blue chip index is down. This is over the 30-day timeline. We saw obviously that run up in the last month for most projects here, and we've since cooled off a little bit. What are some other things? This is our first time looking at it, so I'm excited. Market cap and volume has fallen in that 30-day time or that 7-day time period. Probably looks a lot like the blue chip index there. So volumes are down. Holders and traders. So we got some holder growth there. Let's zoom out to 30 days and see what we can see. So really nice line there. The really nice squiggle that we see on the holder line for holders and traders. Guys, let me know what you want me to stop on as well. Category and market cap. I haven't seen this. PFPs taking up a bunch of that market cap. Collectibles, then gaming. This is a pretty cool look here.
Yeah.
Volume.
I mean, and land, you know what? Land and gaming are still there. They're still there.
Okay. Category liquidity. Category liquidity is calculated as sales-weighted average liquidity of collections from a certain category. Suspected wash trades have been filtered out. So this is like probably looks the most unique out of both these. So market cap and volume look relatively similar. You see that large dongle there for PFPs, collectibles, gaming, and art, and then the same in market cap. And then when you switch it to liquidity, we see land and IP start to make themselves known.
What is liquid? Does this just mean the amount of trades, the volume of trades, not just the volume of total ETH? Like, what does this mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to break this down. Category liquidity is calculated as sales weighted average liquidity of collections from a certain category. So sales weighted average, does that mean like the most? So as far as like a collection, so Decentraland land is going for a lot of ETH per clip. Is that what that's pretty much saying? Sales weighted average? Someone with a bigger brain
Where's
than us needs to
Jared?
come and figure this shit out.
Jared.
All right, and last bit here on the analytics market overview is collection distribution for market cap. So Bored Ape currently at 8%, CryptoPunks at 8%, Mutant Apes at 3%, other D, so Yuga taking up a large percentage, 100% of the top 4. Art Blocks next, The Sandbox, Meebits, CloneX, Decentraland, Azuki, and the rest is others, fellas.
What I would love to know, I'd love to see more of a breakdown of Art Blocks. Like, is there a breakdown anywhere, like on the Art Blocks website, of like, is it all just squiggles and then like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause they've
not
got
at
a lot.
all.
There's a ton of projects in the Art Blocks platform.
You ask and you shall receive. Art Blocks, yeah, we got 213,000 NFTs here. So I think that's a conglomerate there. That's like all of the NFTs together within the Art Blocks platform.
It
Yeah,
must be.
and within that, I bet it's like 10 to maybe 15 collections that garner the majority of the activity, right? You're talking your Fidenzas, your Ringers, Fontana.
Friendship bracelets lately.
Sure.
I guess friendship
Bracelets as
bracelets
well.
are also. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you got some squiggle transfers. So this isn't necessarily buys.
Can you you can probably,
Sale.
oh no, you can't filter by that, can you?
Our first time really showing the platform off here on NFT Live, so work with us. We're going to be wizards here, so we'll
There we
filter
go.
by sale.
It's a lot of activity.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get to the chat here in just a second as well. Here as we break down the NFTGO market overview. So that was cool.
I mean, the one quick takeaway I take from that is that there's sales happening across quite a few of their collections. It's not all just 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like, right? Just looking at all those sales, like there was quite a few different collection names.
Only shows activities generated. Let's click this.
Yeah,
button.
turn on
What
whale
happens?
activity.
Yeah,
Here we
give
go.
me a little bit of that.
Let's do that. That looks exciting.
Oof. Switch on to filter suspected wash trades. Okay. All right. NFT Go. We see you. What's up, Quantum Variant?
Dude.
We see you in chat. Flubber, Jawa, Giovanni. We'll get to you guys' comments here in just a sec.
I'm very excited that they have this wash trade filter. I don't know that we touched on that because I was kicking myself last night and this morning for not asking NFT Go yesterday about wash trade volume and how they can infuse that as a metric into all of this, because clearly wash trading is a massive factor, you know, and I want to call it kind of a problem. I understand that it has some values, but I see it as more of a market manipulation tactic and more of a negative than a good. A lot of times, at least when I'm buying into a collection, I want to know how legit a collection is. And, you know, one of the things that you have in social media agencies is things called bot scores. And basically that gives a score for how, like everybody on Twitter or Instagram has some percentage of bots. You can't have 0 bots if you've got any followers at all. It's just pervasive on these platforms, but you can score by what percentage of your audience or how many bots you have, how good that audience is, how legit that audience is. And so that's called a bot score, right? You want a lower bot score because that means that you've got a smaller percentage of bots. If you've got a really high bot score, like let's say that anywhere between 15 to 50% of your following is all fake followers, that's not good. And especially if you're a brand or an investor in this, you're paying for that audience. You need to know if it's a good audience. That's what I see here is like, if you're an investor in these collections, you want to know how legit is the collector base? How legit is this collection? So I want to see platforms like NFTGO institute this as some kind of metric or a bot score to understand, like, okay, a lot of collections are going to have some kind of wash trading. Not all of them will have some. Like, I don't think we've really got a lot or any on our collections because we didn't do this whole thing. But a lot of collections will have it. Which ones have are all wash trading or a really high level of wash trading? I want to know that before I buy into collections.
Yeah, let's get into the wash trading discussion here. We're going to dive deep on that in just a second. Guys, I know Jax Hideaway was saying he already likes what we're doing with the use of NFTGO. But if you guys want us to look at a certain thing in this unnamed segment that we just started today, let me know, because I really like kind of diving into the NFTGO. I really like what they're doing. Jared was on the channel yesterday, so we will continue to do that. I think the last thing I want to show off regarding NFTGO was something we looked at yesterday, but we didn't dive into. Wilcox, I have no idea who Wilcox.eth is. These are the largest whales in the space as it's related to profit and loss. So we had Wilcox. Gary V Vault was involved in this. Maybe we just filter by portfolio. So Gary V Vault is the top 5 most active or like highest valued portfolio. Jimmy.eth is in here as well. So cool to show. I don't know SOV Punk. And then you can see right there, this is actually Biggie Poppins' wallet right here, 0x577. So congratulations. Congratulations, Biggie. All right, some comments that we'll get to here. Flubber saying OVOT. Jax Hideaway saying, love to hear if you think there's a value hierarchy or priority within multiple BasedHeads categories. It's a pretty high level question there. You got any answer there, Biggie?
Man, I don't think it's a bad one, though. But I mean, it remains to be seen, I think, how these factions participate, play out, and most importantly, cooperate together. I think because I think if I recall correctly, the amount is not very different between all factions, unlike in Cock Punch, where say the pirates are the smallest crew, right? And a lot of their capabilities of each house have been determined, right? And you notice certain groups just able to organize faster or perform better at the moment, right? I think something like that could play out in BasedHeads. Regardless, I'm very big on owning, all houses if possible. So that would be my suggestion. Why pick one when you can be in all of them?
I hope I can get that video here because I know a couple people were talking about them releasing a video on Discord. We had a question: how many CryptoPunks does Gary V own? Well, via NFTGO. Again, we're giving you guys some shine today. We'll have to talk about that after the episode. CryptoPunks, 63 owned by Gary V. There, so 63 CryptoPunks owned by my man.
That's a lot of punks. That's a lot of punks.
And he didn't mint those, right? He, I think, bought them on secondary. All.
Yeah, but he got in. I know at least a number of those he got in before the big pump, right? Because he was the one that was talking to all of his insiders and his buddies.
Don't remind me if that.
He was actually earlier than a lot of people. So Quantum Variant saying December 2020. So that was still. I mean, it wasn't the cheapest, but it was still a lot more affordable than they are now. Wait, Biggie, what are so you said the houses is what you've been looking at, trying to collect one BasedHead from each house? Where are the houses in the metadata?
We're talking about BasedHeads, right? It's just the different factions, right? There's, I think, 6 different factions. And, I managed to collect.
Where's that in the metadata? Where is the faction? Because I don't see that as a trait.
It might not be called factions. It might be some brands. I think they call them brands.
Oh, brand. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you said there's 6?
Mm-hmm. There are 6. And there are some that are already a little higher in price. But, man, I mean, Q. These are great prices to get in on.
I know. I think I
You should
might
look
buy
it over.
another, to be honest. Because I think Quantum Variant was the one that was saying yesterday not to be buying into like big brands or whatever that come into the space, but to be focusing more on founders, which I think that's great alpha. I think that's a great point, right?
100%.
Like getting behind founders that really care, that you super believe in, and teams that you super believe in. I think that this supermassive dude is so talented and is already just like churning out cool content. Like I am very, very bullish on this, even though like there's no track record for him in the space. He has a track
I mean,
outside of the space. And I think the quality, like again, people were shitting on the art because everybody's upset about everything all the time. But like, the one criticism that I get is like it would have been cool to see more than one main character. I do agree with that, but I actually really like the art. I actually think the art's cool, and it's executed thoughtfully with intention, and there's more effort in this illustrated style than a lot of other things that you see out there, and it doesn't feel derivative. It feels unique.
and I mean, I think Supermassive is native to the space. I mean, he is as OG as many people get, right? Like he's been producing content and making relationships within the space for the past 2-3 years. I think that's something that cannot be overlooked, right? When it comes to partnerships down the line and the people that are backing him, if you can see, I mean, you're talking Josie Bellini, you're talking G Money. I think it's a solid bet. Very much like Tim Ferriss, and you could say even more so because he has been in the space 100% for like past 2-3 years, ever since the Defiant started producing content.
I'm looking into a little bit of the brand piece. So I pulled it up on NFTGO. You can see there's one that looks like, I'm gonna be such an American here, but is that Korean? Is that like any? Is that like any language?
I don't know. So it could be some Japanese characters, but yeah, I like that they put the instant foods next to it. So
yeah, head crank, shithead, instant foods,
boobies,
Fraz, and don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck being the highest, and I had a trouble filtering to see the. Oh, there we go. So there's not really like an art difference to a lot of these, is there? It doesn't feel like
one of the complaints people had also were the backgrounds, and I'm surprised that NFTGO isn't like pulling up the new metadata because, I mean, you want to talk about like a community, like a project listening to its community. They took action basically immediately, and over the weekend changed all the backgrounds, and so now if you look at it in OpenSea, you'll see that each brand has its different background color, which I like. Yeah, it's cool. It makes the characters pop a little more. Regardless, I think like right now it just start, right? So
okay, yeah. Here is the background here on OpenSea. We can see so the different backgrounds are the different brands. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So I want to read this just real quickly from the BasedHeads website. Brand benefaction is the process where the based heads that are tied to a specific brand and have achieved level of devotion by proving their effectiveness are given the right to produce their own digital and physical merchandise carrying the respective brand name. Wait, isn't that the antithesis of how brand management works and likely to be a complete shit show? Quite possibly. Let's find out. So a little bit of experimentation there. It feels like it's kind of like Gryffindor points. It's kind of like the Hogwarts points where you're like assigning certain points to different houses and therefore like different rewards. Does that feel like a good analogy, or?
Yeah, it remains to be seen, but yeah, that's not a bad take. I think I'm very curious how each one will play out. I think there's another section there where they talk about what each brand has in store, right, or what their focus is on. I'm particularly fond of Boobies, the brand, and the latter. But anyways, you'll see why if you read up on it and everything. But it's like, I guess it's the degen underbelly of the whole Trashland metaverse, and so I think that's where like all the parties and stuff are gonna happen. So go boobies. Oh shit, is it me or
Oh, sorry. No, I was muted that whole time. It said, what is Boobies? Boobies Digital Erotic Bar plus Grill is the trash island, home of burlesque, drag queen, strippers, and for some reason, a well-regarded comedy open mic night on Thursdays. At Boobies, pulled pork sausage is always on the menu.
so you know where everybody's gonna want to hang out. That's all I'm saying.
We always go directly to the sexual innuendos in this space, don't we? Here we go. What do we got, GIF? Oh, you're muted.
This is the one I just picked this one up while we were talking.
Nice.
So this is my new one. The Don't Give a Fuck brand seems to be the one that's got the highest floor. It's not that much of a difference right now. They're all kind of similar, but now I have two different brands, two different base heads. So there you go.
So the best case scenario is you're buying all of these, right? Like you want to be able to say like, hey, if like I'm reading it right here, the Don't Give a Fuck is a very own clothing brand and a favorite with most avatars. So like if you pick up one of each, you could potentially get drops that happen.
Well, they already mentioned that if you have one of each, if you have the full set, you will be able to get like the release of each brand. You'll be able to get a free perk from all of them. If you don't, you'll still get like a special discount. Now, as far as like the mechanics and the gameplay or participation, say in some of the events that they will be holding, I can see them, making some that are tailored to a particular brand, right? Like if they have a hot dog eating contest, it'll probably be like the instant foods people that'll get invited to participate or have an advantage, say. So yeah, I think there is something there about, if you have the full set.
Okay, we just went down a based rabbit hole there, so I'm going to pull this a little bit back out. I'm going to get to some of the comments. A lot of comments on the wash trading stuff that we talked about. Flubberoonie saying, was just chatting with someone about M-Punks, mining punks, in the top 10 on OpenSea. We looked into it. It was just two addresses transferring back and forth for about 700 ETH. Ja was saying, wash trading statistic doesn't surprise me. Upsides in both marketplace tokens and pumps from fake volume attract that BS. Flubber was talking about how we were breaking down the stats in the different sectors, saying music NFT liquidity is so low. Need a better player and decentralized licensing system for listeners to use. Giovanna, I know these are a ton. We're coming back to you folks.
Real quick on that note, because actually I've seen recent stats that show Sound XYZ is actually growing really, really well. Mm-hmm. I don't know what chain that it's on, because obviously NFTGO is specific to Ethereum and not multi-chain right now. Do you know what chain Sound.xyz is on?
Yeah,
it is Ethereum?
Yes, sir.
It's not like Polygon or something?
No, it's Ethereum. I have bought a couple of things there. There's some really good stuff coming out from there. And then if you guys want to dive even deeper, I forget his name, but pretty prominent like record executive, and a whole bunch of hits and everything. You should check out Helix Records. They are in the process of like doing their Allowlist and everything, and it looks very promising. So I'm bullish on music NFTs. I think it's only a matter of time for somebody out there to crack the code, and when they do, I cannot not see it becoming something as massive as PFPs or art collectibles as well. So it's definitely a sector to keep your eye on, as well as the fashion sector. I feel the same way.
Giovanna Son is saying, actually, a lot of analytics are not accurate at all. I saw some of my NFT analytics are nonsense. It's not the same when I see it from my OpenSea backend. Winebags, GM, oof, this is a terrible look, but unfortunately not surprising at all. Don R's got a cool comment here. With Yuga's dominant position in the top tier, do they share their position on wash trading and other these type of issues? We're kind of running up to the main topic that we have today, other than rate my bags. We're rating some PFPs today, so get ready for that. But we're running up into that NFT wash trading piece. And that is a fair question. It's how much of this is wash trading, how much of this is market making. This is a constant process with a lot of the top tokens in the space. They pay people to have liquidity so that people can enter and leave positions in these tokens. Like that is an actual benefit as an end user. If you bought Ethereum or you bought Bitcoin on Binance at some point, it's likely you're not buying from another person. You're buying from a market making book that is supplying liquidity so that you can enter and leave positions. That is a good thing for you. The problem is like NFTs have all of these different features that go along with that. I don't even know where to begin when it comes to talking about market making in NFTs, because there's no floor prices of Bitcoin. There's no floor prices of Ethereum. There's no differentiation between the differences in the token. It's traded one for one. We know that's why they're called fungible fucking tokens. I would love to have like Mike Finch, like you were talking about, Gifted, kind of break this down and how market making is done in the NFT space. But we can have that conversation here in a second. Jawa was saying, is there a breakdown of wash trading in art versus PFPs? Art was brought up on the GM Web3 Morning Show. Wash trading in that sector has been something that's been done since the industry existed. I'm pretty sure. Gary V going to zero. EOS Watchdogs, careful on that one.
Oh, shit.
Jack Side would say, thanks, Biggie, for the BasedHeads commentary. A lot of comments to get through today, fellas. I appreciate it. Fellas and ladies here in the chat.
Killing it.
Flubberooney saying first year anniversary for Wrapped CryptoPunks V1. Let's see. What does a head crank do is being thrown out. Let's
people out.
So many fucking comments here today. I love how Average Joe is a professional trader now. At least the technology is bringing more opportunities to us all. I never thought I'd be day trading anything myself, but I do dabble in shitcoins. It's a fair point. In a time, at least in the U.S., when finance isn't really taught in the education kind of hierarchy there as you make your way through K through 12, the finance, a lot of people are learning finance through just trading cryptocurrencies, and that's a fair narrative to play off of. Squashman saying definitely Biggie, lots of music NFT projects also taking the concert experience approach opposed to simply musics and songs. Brick, super fast, rolling loud, Wicked Craniums concert passes. And Hello Moon shows watch trading. Oh, Justin's in the house.
Oh, no. What's up, Justin?
All right, coin market cap. What am I talking about here, Gifted?
So this is like just a quick news thing. So we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about crypto. We talk about tech. This is Web3, right? There's a lot of different things. So this is a token that was brought to my attention. A lot of people might have heard of Shapeshift. They've been getting a lot of attention. It's a DeFi with some, well-known founders and backers. And I have not bought into this yet, but I am looking for where I can pull liquidity from to get some of this, because just based upon the founders and what I've heard about their 2023 plans, I believe this is going to do well. Not financial advice. It could be a shit coin. This is definitely not financial advice, but I wanted to at least flag it as something that I'm looking at and potentially going to get into. And it's this Shapeshift DeFi token.
Shapeshift has been around for a long fucking time. That Shapeshift, I remember getting a Shapeshift and trading like crypto and ICO tokens in 2016. I have not heard that about this token. When did they even launch a token?
They airdropped it, Q. Like, you should have been able to claim some if you used it at some point. Maybe it's still
Say
open.
less.
Take out your old wallets, your dirty degen wallets.
The last time I heard about Shapeshift was when Eric Voorhees, who's one of the crypto or cypherpunks when it comes to this space, man, was at the early Bitcoin conferences when there was like 5 people. The last thing I heard about him was when they were dealing with the KYC issue, Biggie.
They pivoted on that, right? Like, they came out with their trading platform, and they even have, if I recall correctly, didn't they have like I forget, I know I have one of those, their hardware wallets that they came up with. It's butt ugly. But regardless, the cool thing is like they pivoted, man. They saw the response of the market, and Eric Wars or whoever decided to change that, and so it's no longer KYC necessary to KYC and trade there, which I thought was smart play. Having said that, yeah, I haven't used the platform in a long time, but now that GIF mentioned it and that his friends are talking about it, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of sleuthing and see, you know, what's coming up, because I think the time is ripe for innovation. If they have some cool stuff under the hood that they're going to release or anything, yeah, I can see. I must have some of those tokens somewhere laying about. So
gotta open up some old wallets here. I'm excited. Yo, I just dropped the link for NFT Live here in the chat. If you guys could do us all a favor and go to this tweet and retweet or like it or leave a comment. There's no community topic reward today, but if you want to jump in and leave a comment here on a community topic, it feels like it's going to be a long episode, boys. We're at 45 minutes and we're not through quick news.
Bring it.
So we are going to continue. Please leave a like on today's episode. A kid called Beast NFTs under fire for taking wallets off in Allowlist. I haven't seen this one yet, fellas, so I feel like we should at least give it a little bit of highlight. Soaring NFT project, a kid called Beast co-founder Raspy is under fire for allegedly.
Is it soaring? It's not. It's only like 6,500 out of 10K minted, which is good.
It's soaring, GIF. Let
him fly.
Let the writer
fly.
Allegedly removing people from an allotted Allowlist. Crypto investor Resang called out the project founder for this selective move on Twitter. It looks like they had a 24,000 member Allowlist and it was reduced to 9,000. I want to get into this convo here. What do we think about removing individuals from Allowlist? Definitely a cool move, right? Like legitimate, got all the right values. Go ahead, Biggie.
So I'm not completely opposed to this, right? I think I'm not. Again, I wasn't in the Allowlist. I recall them doing the pre-mint last year, so it's been several months since they did all of this. Having said that, I do know that there's a lot of people, you know, when you sign up to the pre-mint page, you know, they ask you to have a certain amount in your wallet, and amongst the many other things that they ask you to do is follow, you know, the Twitter, maybe retweet something, and join the Discord, right? And let's say you did that back in October, whenever it is that happened, and then you promptly skedaddled, right, because you needed the space for your other stuff that you're degenning in. Well, I don't know if the project then decided to double check these people that joined the pre-mint and notice that you stopped following them or you left the Discord or never really participated, and it's well within their rights to kick you out, right? You didn't really, so you weren't in it for the project, right? So what are you bitching about? You know, in my opinion. And either way, like from what I understand, that yeah, the mint didn't go that great. They're having some issues. Let's see how it plays out. But as far as like kicking people out for the Allowlist, I'm fine with it, especially like if you didn't, you know, I don't know, like 24,000 people on the Allowlist, you got to whittle it down. Yeah, that's where I'd go looking first. Like, see who's been active in my Discord, who's really about my community and my project, and who was just there because he wanted a quick flip. And, you know, for all the people bitching out there, tough fucking titty, you know? You don't get everything you want in life.
Tough fucking titty. No, yo, trademark that, please. Please.
Yeah.
Tough fucking titty. Yeah. The other thing is to talk about Allowlist bot activity. Obviously, is going to be something to look at and whether they needed to remove, you know, things that they indicated as being bots. But go ahead, GIF.
Yeah, I don't know the specific reasons for why they did this. Obviously, it's their project and their brand, and they can do whatever the heck they want. You know, is it advisable to do it given that they almost cut their Allowlist down to a third and then weren't able to mint out? You know, you probably made it a lot harder for yourself. If you're minting a new project, you need way more people on your Allowlist than your supply, because most people just get on Allowlist and then don't mint, right? They just want the option. So is it advisable on that front? Probably not. Is it also advisable, you know, from a PR, perspective to not piss off people in your community? Probably not. Seems like they've roasted people the wrong way already, but they can do whatever they want, so tough fucking titty.
Tough fucking titty for those people, man. Justin Murray says Allowlist are junk, just a way to keep out the newbies and stop Web3 growth, in my humble opinion. ES Watchdog saying whitelists are just FOMO-driven campaigns to sell out a limited supply of probably nothing. Don R saying soaring and other ways to generate publicity. Jawa is saying nothing much legitimate explains a 24K to a 9K reduction if those people have hopped through the right hoops. Kicking people out implies exclusivity and triggers people. It's promotional. Interesting takes all around.
It seems, you know what it kind of feels like to me, and I'm gonna be. All right,
feels like Allowlist need a rebrand.
Here's my tinfoil cynic, tinfoil hat cynic, right here. I feel like it's almost just a publicity stunt. Like, I feel like I've seen so much now of people doing just ridiculous dumb shit just to stir up attention and then have a headline. Like Frank DeGods, Frank DeGods has built a whole fucking career in the space on this by just doing shit that may or may not be popular because it creates a narrative and keeps you in the news. I almost feel like they're literally just doing this because they knew that it would piss people off. Like, I don't know. Could be totally wrong. Maybe there's a better reason for it. But clearly, like, the way that they're spinning this out into, these different, what is this, NFT evening, these different media channels, it feels like there's some kind of PR play behind it. So I don't know.
All right,
you get controversy. You get people talking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from talking about it here and into season 3 proof. What do we got here? Biggie Poppins, 20 artists, 20 pieces of art. Choose wisely.
Wow. Go ahead and refresh that because I know there's been more minted already. We're like at 571 out of 1,000 passes. And this is the third iteration of Grails. If you're not familiar with it, and you're into art, generative art in particular, not all of it is generative art here, but it's an amazing experience created by Kevin Rose, the founder of Proof. And this third iteration is really cool because it came with different mint mechanics, right? And as you can see, some of them are additions and some of them are series of 150. And so what this has created is FOMO, yet again. And certain of these series or editions have already minted out and are selling at a premium online, with people, trying to guess who is behind each and every one of these artists, because that's the way this thing plays out. Now, if you look at the number 3, which was very popular, it minted out instantly. Yeah. So what do you think? Would you have burned your token for this one, Q? People have been doing all kinds of sleuthing. If you zoom in, you can see writing and all kinds of stuff. Some people think it's Tom Sachs. Other people think it could be Elon Musk.
Is it Gary V? These look like they could be in the V Friends collection.
It's been mentioned. It has. Of course, like the DGens immediately rushed and minted all 50 of this edition. I'm very curious to see what happens. This one in particular is supposed to slightly change once the reveal occurs. And so I'm sure there's a lot of the people in the community that are holding on with bated breath. Number 13 also minted out already. I forget his name, Harvey Raynar, I believe it is. The guy behind Fontana is the person that's speculated to be there. And then the very large mint that happened is number 1, Grail number 1, which is the one I went after. Rumored perhaps to be Death Beef or Beeple. Still 46 mints left on that series. But I'm really excited about just how great this community has been and iterating on a concept already, right? I think this is one of the great ways of using crypto and NFT tech, right, to formulate different experiences for communities and people, right, and return value to their holders. And so I'm really excited. It's something that proofers get to do 3 times a year, and yeah, man, I'm counting the days. Reveal is on the 27th, so we'll see. We'll see who it is.
All right, I want to point out that the mint passes you can actually buy here.
Yes, you
That's not.
can.
I don't think that's
Oh yeah,
correct. Yeah, it's 2.97 ETH. Biggie's like, what the
he's like
shit?
yeah. Like, fuck.
3 ETH for a Grail 3 mint pass, and then it is going to be, and let's wait for OpenSea to update here, about 33 ETH here for a Proof Collective pass. So this is the OG Proof collection. Now, this went up to like 100 ETH in the bull, correct? Is that
120, I believe.
120?
You know, out of those original minters, I think there's like around 35% that are still holding from day one, which is pretty impressive. You can see the distribution is pretty good.
94% unique ownership.
Yeah, and yeah, I definitely think it's pretty obvious by now. I think that it's a project to watch, especially if you are in the fine art space of NFTs or the tech builder space of it. It's really good.
Comment of the day, Don R. The artist is not revealed because we have to wait 15 years until he's 18 to be legal. Great comment there. Proof sounds like a play. Obviously, it's a big ask, right? 33 ETH. Sounds like a play you could get into with like 2, 3, 4, whatever numbers you need to make with a couple buddies, maybe, a couple friends, and be able to, like, if they're going to drop this much value, this is a 3 ETH airdrop. God knows what's going to happen after the artists are revealed. But if you can get into it and split the cost for a proof pass, might be a little bit more.
And there are DAOs that did that immediately. Yep. There's Grails DAO. I believe they own like 5 proof passes. And then there's Dead Bird Society, which is one of the sub-parliaments of proof that also, I believe, owns like 2 or 3. So, yeah, there are a couple of communities already fractionalizing this experience and ownership, and it's really cool. I kind of beat myself up over Grailer DAO because I think there's really good, like if you were to own a proof pass and be a part of Grailer DAOs, I think you'd have access to some really good hive, a great hive mind of people that are able to sniff out who some of these artists are. I'm not particularly talented at that. I rely on others for it, but it's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
All right, we're moving on to the next topic and away from proof. I want to talk to you after this, Biggie. I think that's I want to dive a little bit more into proof and that ecosystem base. This is my first time hearing about the process of Grail, so definitely excited. Definitely excited for Nigen. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Nigen IT. You guys produce entertaining and insightful content. Thank you. We just retweeted that.
Yeah, Nigen. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Guys, if you're tuning in for this episode, we do have Rate My Bags here in just a second. So get those thinking caps on. Get those tinfoil hats on. We have some additions for PFP Collections to get to here in just a second. I want to move on into quick news so we can make it there. We were touching on Gutter Cat Gang this morning. We're going to probably touch on them and Rate My Bags. But it looks like there is going to be a Spaces later on tomorrow. So 8 p.m. tomorrow with the ladies of BAYC and information from the Gutter Cat Gang. So it looks like GCG is going to be sitting down. This was a topic of convo on today's morning show. It's like, what's going on with Gutter Cat Gang? Maybe that's a good Twitter Spaces to follow if you'd like to get some information there. Last topic of the day is going to be Tiny Colonies partners with ImmutableX. What's going on with that, Biggie?
Another one. Another Solana project bolting and leaving for ImmutableX this time around, and they give a little bit more of a reason for why they are leaving the Solana ecosystem, and it's very much in line to what we have suspected, right? Which is the network not performing as advertised, unfortunately. And this is a game that requires a lot of transaction volume, and they are leaving to ImmutableX also to access the Ethereum ecosystem, which is where most liquidity resides at the moment, right? So this is just something I want to highlight again because, again, This is another project that's pretty prominent on the Solana ecosystem. I'm a holder, NFA, whatever. But I suspect we may see more of this down the line, which is not a good look, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have been talking about Immutable over the past year as well. I think they're making some good progress there. They're kind of like obviously in the backgrounds a little bit. They're not as big a chain as a Polygon, a Solana, all of these larger either layer 2 side chains or layer 1s like a Solana. So I like the moves ImmutableX has been making. I don't think the GameStop marketplace ever got any traction. I think we were pretty bearish on that to begin with. Overall, like it was going to be cool to see GameStop try to make a play, but we know the background of that company. But I like what ImmutableX is doing. I think also Alluvium is on ImmutableX as well, so that's one we'll be following. As I was saying, Infinity Drive Racing also moving cross-chain, sold to Polygon. Synergy Land Game moving to Polygon. OVOT. That was kind of the vibe we were getting yesterday. Like I asked Jared from NFTGO yesterday because they're implementing Polygon on the NFTGO platform. Like based on the
they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do both. I think but again, the way that they track this data is like they're trying to get as fast and as close to real-time immediate data as possible, and to do that is actually very intensive from an investment standpoint and a resource standpoint. So it's not like they're just going to pull some like random third-party APIs. They want to build their own access to get the immediate real-time data, and usually that requires some kind of nodes or development or something, right? And then supporting and maintaining that. So they're prioritizing Polygon before Solana, and I do think that's an interesting data point as well.
All right, folks, we are moving into our two main topics of the day. One is Rate My Bags PFP edition. Those are always a fun time. We do that at the end of the episode. And we also have to get this NFT volume and whether
real
a majority is wash trading.
Can we check on BONK? What's up with BONK? We haven't checked in on it in a week or so.
Utility is being added, okay?
It's soaring, GIF, soaring in the skies with the condors.
BONK token moving to Polygon, apparently.
No way. Okay. All right. We're having a little fun here. Listen, BONK token, I think I've been following their Twitter and the threads that they've been putting out. It looks like they're adding more utility for the token within the ecosystem, but this was going to be tough to maintain the energy that these tokens launch with. Right? Yeah, euphoria is a great term. It's tough to keep up that momentum over a short period of time, but over a long period, we'll see what BONK does. I liked the different announcements they came out with. While we're still on CoinGecko, I don't have much to talk about the market. It's green again, another green day for us, which is nice to see. Bitcoin is around 21K, Ethereum almost hitting 1,600. Polygon going over $1. Don't let GiftDead tell you this is the last time Polygon's going to be below $1. And ApeCoin, we see Solana at 23.
Mm-hmm.
ApeCoin.
I will say this:
beautiful ApeCoin sitting at 5.
Ape is holding around 5 still, which is a beautiful thing. But I will say this: if you were listening to me wax poetic about Polygon being undervalued under $1, and you bought into it when it was around 80 cents or 85 cents, then you're already doing pretty fucking well right now. So truth.
This is not financial advice, of course, but truth. Polygon, we believe in it heavily. All right, to today's main topic. If you didn't know, there's a lot of volume in this space, and there's a lot of liquidity that moves around. But apparently, based on information and data from Dune Analytics, a lot of NFT trading is in fact wash trading, and therefore quote unquote fake. So nearly 60% of NFT trading volumes in 2022 was wash trading. This is a report from Crypto Potato. This story has also been picked up by major news publications as well. So you can find it, anywhere if you want to kind of search on that. But we will drop some of these links as well. So, that's the story. Obviously, there are different takes, and it's a lot to unbox. A lot of people had some great comments, so I'd love to see them kind of resume here in the chat around NFT trading volume and whether wash trading is bad and all of these different things. Are you drinking white wine, Gifted?
It's actually vinegar, just straight vinegar. Today,
what?
Today we're because we're feeling salty, y'all. All right, look,
He's
my
balancing his pH, Q.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I got a UTI. You know what? All right, no, I don't. All right, whatever.
What?
Look,
That's not gonna help you in your fucking dating game, Giff.
Guys,
you should go see a doctor
water.
for that.
It's water. It's H20. Chill. All right. My major chagrin with this story is that I pulled this not from NFT Evening or one of my NFT crypto email blasts. This came to me through the Prof G YouTube show, blog, podcast, whatever you want to call it. And Prof G is not a crypto NFT guy. He is a well-known entrepreneur, thought leader in tech and business. The guy has, millions of fans and followers across many mainstream platforms. He is a mainstream guy. And I actually, Nifty Q, I'm going to pull the video. I'm going to find the video segment.
Yeah,
and if we can actually play a couple minutes of this, you will see why, to me, it's so upsetting. Because while I understand the benefit of having market makers and liquidity in the space, the truth is that what this looks like to most people in the space when you get these headlines is just more and more proof, evidence that NFTs are a scam or it's not real or it's all fake. And so I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there's not real artists. I'm not saying this and that. Obviously, I literally just sat here and bought another NFT. Like, I believe in the space, but a lot of people don't, and this doesn't help. So I'm gonna pull that video while y'all share your comments.
I have one word for all this. Poppycock. Fucking poppycock. Look, yes, there is wash trading in crypto and in NFTs. Having said that, I don't think this should be a central focus of our concern, right? Because from my point of view, from somebody that is in the space, as we all are here, we know that there are projects shipping actual product, creating real communities, and getting shit done, right? And those are the ones that we want to support and look after, and they are out there. And I understand that some of this data, I do agree with what one of our listeners mentioned, that data is not 100% accurate, right? I'm not saying it's inaccurate either. I mean, like I said, there is wash trading in the space, but unless you're a high frequency trader, even then, I mean, you have liquidity to do what you do, right? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying, why does this matter if you're actually in the space and looking to be part of projects?
Because you don't have transparency. You don't have transparency on what's real and what's
100%, Gift. 100%. I agree. And I think that if people can develop some tools like the one you were asking for, they would be beneficial to us, right? To be able to identify these projects that are, causing any fake liquidity or trying to market make when there's none, right? But I think you are able to, you're able to identify these projects without having to look at the on-chain transactional volume, right? By going onto the Discord, by talking to the devs, by looking at their communities and their Twitters, right? And so to me, I mean, when I hear this, it's again this typical line from the news that people love to bang on, which is crypto's used by money laundering criminals that just want to extract and do illicit shit. And it's like, sure, I'm sure there are. I'm not going to say they're not. There are, but I don't think it's necessarily the majority. And again, if you are in this space because you believe in it, because you want to be a part of really cool projects, there are legit things being built in this space, and you don't need to worry yourself with these types of headlines. I guess that's just what I'm saying. I hate reading these headlines because they feel more like hit pieces than actually trying to inform other people, right? It's just trying to bring the space down. And
bro, it's the same. It's the same thing that GIF. You keep mentioning the EU metaverse piece. It's that has come up probably 8 or 9 times, and it's this one fucking project or this one like group who didn't have any following or community or anything beforehand went into the metaverse, and now everyone's like, look, see, the metaverse is dead because this
Right.
one bullshit company launched something in the metaverse. Oh, there's 6 people in the metaverse. Fuck off.
I agree with that. Like, in that it doesn't stop me. But here's why I think it's still important, because we as advocates for the space, believers wanting to mainstream and onboard people, we need to know what's happening and what's going wrong and the issues of bringing people in. We need to be educated on how this is happening, and like where people are going wrong, so that we can try and advise and direct people the right way. So, and also it gives us an understanding of like, what is the, like, we get caught up in our bubble, right? We're in this very, very small echo chamber. And if we aren't aware of like the reality of how well metaverses are doing, how our metaverse is actually doing from a daily active user, monthly active user perspective, they're all going to market it like they're all fucking soaring, right? All these NFT projects are soaring. Look at all the volume. You're being fucking gaslit, right? So like, y'all can tell me it doesn't matter, and like, to an extent I agree, because I think the technology continues to evolve and innovate. But if we're all just going to sit here and pretend like there's not a bunch of bullshit fuckery and like nonsense happening, and that a lot of this metaverse hopium that and all the excitement that was happening coming out of COVID has not proven out yet, like, let's not fucking be idiots. Let's not pretend. Let's not gaslight each other into thinking that like there's not an issue, when 60% of all this NFT volume that people are talking about in 2022 is just people creating fake wallets to manipulate markets or market make, however you want to position it.
Well, some could be used as market making. Some manipulation is such a loaded term.
I love how it's 60%. It's such a nice round number,
yeah.
too, right? It's like 60%. It sounds
Where
very
is it?
immense.
Can I get the article? Because I keep trying to like look for the actual data that all of these articles are referencing. Like all I am getting are the articles. Like, can I see the actual report that they're all referencing? Because I still haven't found it. So if anybody can lead me to that, I would love to see that. Listen, Web3 gamers and people pushing Web3 and NFTs in gaming have had to deal with this for a long time, because we get the blowback from the traditional gaming community a lot, and we have to kind of constantly reaffirm our beliefs on this ecosystem. So I've had to deal with a lot of people outside bursting my bubble when it comes to the Web3 and NFT gaming sector. So I'm there. Nick Swerve is saying 99.9% of NFT volume is fake.
Now that's the number I can get. But don't you think, like, for example, if I want to judge like where the metaverse is at the moment, sure, like on-chain activity is definitely a metric you cannot ignore. You definitely need to take that in. But I would be more prone to look at like use cases, right? Successful use cases, say BONK 6529's course on cyber, right? The attendance, the people, the completion rate, the amount of people that got value out of it, right? See the architectural, like architecture firms that are popping out everywhere that are fully booked because they're working on projects, right? Go look at the plots of lands of maybe some people and see if there's been changes, if there's any experiences to be had, of which all of these there are. How do you quantify that? I don't know. But it is definitely, I think, a better signal to me personally than 60% of it is wash trading. It's like, oh, like you said, it's like, okay, great. Like, that sounds very dire. Can you show me that? Because, I mean, unless you're like chain analysis expert, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I've got I was able to search on Dune Analytics here. Wash volume percentage, total wash trading volume, wash trades count percentage. There's a lot to break down here. Obviously, we don't want to make like too many assumptions just based on looking at this for a second. But looks rare, it says the wash percentage volume on looks rare is 98%.
Wow.
So actually, you know what? This is another interesting. Again, I would call it more of a negative. Obviously, I understand there's good sides of it, but one of the other, at least let's just call it a byproduct of cutting out artist fees is you are incentivizing and making it much easier for people to wash trade. So just another interesting point there, right?
You think that the
you know
gas
what?
fees would already disincentivize that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, gas fees have been pretty low until actually yesterday. Yesterday, Gwei got over 100. They've been high like the last day or two. But yeah, you're right. But the point is, why are you wash trading? You build up FOMO, you build up hype, you build up, you manufacture demand. This is the market manipulation with the idea of selling it for a much higher price, right? So if you're maybe ending up if you maybe end up spending $50 on gas to $100 on gas to make, you know, hundreds or thousands of dollars on an eventual flip, like that's a great business model. Or even if it's less than that, like that's still a viable business model. That's just cost of doing business. But I mean, that's pretty damning to me that like that percentage of LooksRare is all wash trading.
LooksRare is at 98%, X2Y2 85 to 86%, Element at 64, and then Blur. I'm surprised with the Blur airdrop and all that's been talked about with the trading activity on that platform. Blur is only at 12%.
Maybe there's other ways that they are hedging or fighting against it. You know, I don't know. That is interesting, but to me, that's pretty damning for LooksRare and X2Y2 as platforms, as like being legit. You know what I mean? If it's true that percentage of all their trades are just wash trading, that's not good, in my opinion.
Which platform are you talking about?
Both X2Y2 and LooksRare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this user here. Let me make sure.
And you know what's interesting too is what percentage of that is actually being done by the marketplace itself to try and establish them. You know, like they obviously need to create volume and market make themselves and also show people that they are a legit platform to try and, you know, kind of fake it till you make it, if you will. I'd be really interested to know, like, actually what percentage of all of that wash trading on their platform is done by them, the actual marketplace.
This is the user who put this Dune Analytics dashboard together. Being behind most of the LooksRare NFT stats on Dune Analytics, I had to also look into wash trading volume. Let's see. I thought he might be able to break down what the LooksRare stuff is. Since its launch, LooksRare daily volume has always been superior to OpenSea's. However, when looking into the hourly volume, LooksRare shows suspicious volume spikes at certain hours. People were quick to notice that despite the 2% platform fees, LooksRare trading rewards would lead to traders being net positive if they traded their asset between two wallets that they own. So that's a long thread. I just linked his Twitter profile there in the chat. Yeah, lots of breakdown here. Let's look at this video. We'll look at the watch it. How much did you want to watch of this?
And so honestly, as long as you feel comfortable, because there's a full like 5-6 minutes of it. So as long as you want to play it, Q, I think it's all interesting because they're really smart. But this to me gives you an insight into how business leaders are looking at headlines like this, right?
Okay, we'll watch it for probably 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Let's see if we can do it.
At the beginning of the show. So a recent report by Dune Analytics
Can you hear that?
showed that in 2022, 58% of NFT trades that occurred on the Ethereum network were wash trades. This is where you buy an NFT and sell it to yourself with a different account or to someone in cahoots with you for a higher price. And the idea is that you keep on selling yourself the NFT at higher and higher prices until eventually you can sell it to someone else for way more than you originally paid. In other words, it's market manipulation. So this tactic peaked in January, accounting for 80% of all NFT trading volume that month. And it's estimated that overall, 45% of NFT trades have been wash trades. That was the number we had at the top.
I'm going to have to stop this just so we don't get the copyright here on YouTube. We'll continue to play.
Scott, I knew that wash trading was a thing in crypto, but those numbers are just
look at his
staggering
face.
to me. Were you surprised by this?
Who
That's
is this
his
guy?
face
Yeah,
all
this
the
number
time.
absolutely blew me away. And it just shows that unregulated markets don't work, or at least these ones don't.
Mhm.
And it made me, not that I was ever trading in NFTs, but I've got
Again, I'm just trying to stop this so that we don't get hit with the copyright. Classified not work. Like, and the NFT marketplace currently works as is. Like, I'm able to trade, you're able to trade. Clearly, the NFT market, and that's another data piece I'd like to see, is although the wash trading has apparently been 45%, has the overall organic trading volume increased since 2020, 2021? Clearly, this shit works.
I should have known it was Scott Galloway that was saying this. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with this Columbia University professor. Very smart guy, for sure. 100%. He's got like these courses that he does. Very, very smart guy. Unfortunately, the market to this date has proven him to be an abysmal fucking investor. And there's actually people out there that is very much like Jim Cramer, bet against everything this motherfucker says. And when it comes to tech, he is like an eternal futter. So I'm already like just dismissing this shit.
All right, that's interesting. Let's hear him out though, because I have not seen that much negativity directed towards him ever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not there, but let's give him. Yeah, let's hear him out.
Again, I'm just I would play the whole video through if I didn't think it would be like shadow banning our vid. Here we go.
gone from bullish on NFTs. I see that my kids are willing to pay for digital goods, whether it's skins or cool weapons or whatever, what have you, or costumes on Fortnite and other video games. So I thought NFTs make sense. Art has been a great store of value. Why wouldn't digital art be a great store of value? And you brought up the notion that this isn't that dissimilar from fine art dealers who buy stuff back and forth to try and raise the awareness and pricing around around a specific artist. But this feels really over the top.
Somebody buy this guy a beer.
Gif, I'm yeah, he does seem like really upset about all this. I don't know how it's directly affecting him. Gif, the art sector he mentioned there, and you mentioned on the GM Web3 Morning Show, take me like in a very TLDR, because I do want to hear this guy out. Like, how long has that been going on? Like, what is the wash trading that he's mentioning in the art space?
I would say as long as there's been a market, an actual art market, as long as there's been, trade that's been, big enough for people to buy, sell, and speculate on artists' work. So that could go back 1,000 years. Like, I don't know exactly when, but as long as there's been a market for art, I would say it's been happening, because what you do is you've got galleries and you've got patrons and you've got just marketers, basically people that are just part of the market, right? Just art marketers, right? Who are all in an industry that is extremely esoteric, extremely non-transparent, extremely subjective. And so all of this means that, like, you can have all these middlemen roles and create demand in different ways, just like is happening, right? And so what galleries and patrons and people that are all supporters or in these sort of collectives together that may or may not be out there in the open, they will decide, hey, we've got this new artist and we are invested in this artist's success. We are going to create some high profile PR for this artist by making some big sales. So literally what we've been seeing happening in the NFT space through these media companies, where like you'll get a headline of like, oh, Pudgy Penguins, there was a $400,000 sale. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this in the art market for a long time to establish a new artist as the hot new artist, right? And then their body of work all of a sudden becomes tremendously valuable because so-and-so galleries, so-and-so collectors just started buying it up, right? So
that's a great breakdown. Let's listen to a little bit more of it, and then Biggie, sure. I got your link.
I hate this dude.
And where it leads me is that I've now become a bit of a bear and a skeptic on NFTs, because the marketplace is basically this short-term window for grifters. And you can just kind of imagine these farms of people who buy a bunch of NFTs for near zero, or mine them or create them, or however it is you manufacture or mine these things, and then just set about trying to create false signals everywhere in the market. So this to me again is another example of how, while innovators complain that they need regulators to get out of the way so they can just run, all they've done here is create a market where some bad actors can come in and steal from other people, and the market's going to collapse under the weight of the perception of fraud.
So whether or not you agree, and again, I don't fully agree. No, like I obviously see the other parts of the market and the actual values.
Yes.
Obviously, that's why I'm sitting here doing all this. That's why it's like I'm building my life this way. So please, nobody take this like I think everything is shit. But there is truth to what he's saying, and also understand the optics that this is the truth that so many people outside of our little bubble are seeing. This is all they see right now. And so it is a real fucking problem, in my opinion.
I would love to get the data on the total like organic volume from this person who put together the Dune Analytics dashboard, because that's what I would look at, right? Like if total organic volume has fallen since 2021, and I know we had that huge run up, obviously in the last bull cycle, but that's what I'm looking at. Has organic volume increased over time? I know that's simple. I know that's fucking not sexy to say, but like, has that increased? Because say
it's simple. And honestly, like for all the shit that I do not like him as a person, like I've subscribed to his newsletter. He's a very smart man. Like you can learn from Scott Galloway. But another thing that I have learned from Scott Galloway is that he has a horrible hit rate when it comes to predicting things in tech. And I just shared a link with you, Q, where you can see all the shit that he's tried to FUD and just how well it's fucking done. Snapchat, Peloton, Tesla.
This
Amazon.
Is hilarious. This is amazing right here.
He's hideous. So take this type of shit with a grain of salt, because unfortunately, like I said, he is a very smart man. He's a professor at Columbia University. Got a great newsletter. I do recommend people subscribe because you can learn from the man. But unfortunately, I feel like this is one of those situations where that saying, those who can't teach, kind of applies, because it's been proven time and time again. Anytime he comes out speaking shit about some fucking company,
all right,
the opposite occurs.
Okay, let's watch like one more minute of this vid and then pop out. I love it, Biggie.
No sound.
That's better.
Okay, hold on. Yep.
it's better that way. Fucking depressed.
Hold on, I got it,
dude.
Somebody
give him a Quaalude or something. I don't know.
Something that strikes me about this is there are these two massive premises for crypto. And the first is transparency, and that's reflected in the fact that you have this public, immutable ledger that shows you a record of all the trades that have ever happened for an asset, and that's all publicly available. But then there's this second strange premise, which is anonymity. You don't have to disclose who you are to anyone, and all you have to show is your wallet address, which is basically the same as like an account number. And when you combine those two things, it's like this perfect cocktail for just fraud and manipulation, because as we're seeing, you can create multiple wallets that look like multiple different people
until you get
move your assets around for extremely irrational prices. And it just makes the asset look more valuable than it is.
So what I'm getting based on Gifted, your breakdown of the art market, like this NFT space and like the nefarious trading and kind of hyping up of projects or artists is like the art sector on steroids, on cocaine.
Oh, on cocaine laced with steroids and meth. Like it really is. And like we were joking, like not even really joking, but we were talking yesterday about how the baseline percentage of sociopaths in society is 5%, but that in trading and in CEOs, it's known to be higher. I would bet, the percentage of people that are malicious, like we can use the term malicious or bad actors, or just people that are basically just using this opportunity to make as much money as they can because they can be anonymous and do whatever the fuck they want. I think it's a really high percentage in the space, unfortunately. And that's why we consistently keep seeing more and more of this. But we have to take a step back at some point and ask ourselves, like, why why does this continue to seem to not get better right now? It seems to only get worse sometimes, and kind of spiral. And then you see something like an FTX where it's like it's getting bigger. You know, you've got the biggest marketplaces in the world now just crumbling in a week. They were worth what, 30, like what was they were valued at like 30 billion. You know, I think they had 10 to 15 billion dollars, and within a week it's all just disappeared. Like, we have to take a step back and start to like ask ourselves some hard questions if we actually believe in the sustainability and the long-term success of this, because whether or not we see the values right now, this space does not actually grow and become meaningful and succeed long-term without more people coming in. Like, it just doesn't. It's too small. It is too small. There's like 10,000 active wallets, and maybe 50% of those are all fucking wash traders now. Like, it is too small. It's like, we need more people. But if this is the narrative and it's literally just like people just think it's a dangerous scam, it's not going to grow. So we have to figure out what are the real problems that we can start to solve in this situation. And unfortunately, and I know that this is like against, you know, what he calls the what does he call them? He calls them like the crypto castrati or something. Like there's like the hardcore like anonymity is what crypto's all about. I get that there is a value and a purpose for it, but if we cannot sort of separate anonymity and where it's useful from the main marketplace of like what's happening, this is just going to continue to happen. And I'm starting to see more and more like why this is a serious problem, because I want the space to grow. I want it to succeed so bad. But dude, if this continues to happen with these big numbers, these big issues and shit coming out, it's never gonna happen, man. Like
it's definitely gonna happen slower, right? Because you're gonna get all of this negative activity. People see this and like, I'm not going to touch NFTs until a year from now when they hear it again. You know, like that's
the
that
other interesting
offboarding we were talking about.
The offboarding, right? That's the other interesting point, is that like if the only things that are coming into the space are half-assed fucking licensed IP that rug immediately, you're literally actually offboarding people.
It's not the only thing. It's just the ones we hear about because it makes good news, right? Like BasedHeads just Supermassive just did this really dope drop. Tim Ferriss just did this really dope drop. Like, it's not the only thing that's coming into the space. True. So, dude, the competing feature sets there, the transparency plus the anonymity. I was thinking about this morning when we were talking about central bank digital currencies, and the idea that like we're moving into the zero knowledge proof that we always talk about with privacy. There's like two competing feature sets there. Like, we're moving simultaneously into this world where the government's going to control all of our money via their central bank digital currency, and then also we're going to have all of these technological improvement with zero knowledge proofs. It's like right there, right? And that's what kind of like set me off when he said transparency and anonymity, because they're
zero knowledge proof is meant to not disclose certain information. It doesn't mean that you don't have an identity.
No, but it allows
these two people, like, have they purchased anything in crypto? That would be my number one question first. It's like, okay, you're talking from the outside in. All right, that's all I need to know. And unfortunately, yeah, these people do have a microphone GIF, and yes, they will get a lot of people scared about the space and probably deter them from participating. Again, brother, tough titty said the kitty.
Tough titty said the kitty.
Period. You know, like, honestly, I don't have time. Again, like Satoshi said, I don't have time to try to convince you. I don't have time to make you read the white paper. I don't have time to fucking show you the cool shit that's fucking happening in this space. If you want to stay out, great. More time for us here, right? To build, to get stronger, to do cool shit. You know, honestly, like, it does piss me off as much as you give. But again, it's unfortunate that these media companies give them so much of a fucking platform to voice this dumb shit with no fucking backup whatsoever. And a horrible track record to boot with Scott Galloway.
Dude,
so in that particular case, it's like,
but we do it to ourselves because we allow it. Dude, it was the crypto space and crypto industry that put SBF on a fucking pedestal as our savior, the effective altruist. Like, just look at
Guilty
this
as
young
charged,
kid.
dude. I was a fan.
I just mean,
because it was like we were making money. You know what I mean? And he was a catalyst for us all making a shit ton of money.
so that's what I'm saying, is that like if the only value in the space is fast money, then we will do what he's saying and collapse under the weight of fraud eventually. Like I actually believe that. And that's not to say that there isn't other good shit and there might still exist this niche market. I don't want NFTs and crypto art and everything that we're doing to just stay this tiny niche market forever. I don't want it to take fucking the rest of my life for there to be mainstream adoption for this shit.
So
and yeah.
No, I want to point this out too, because based on this dashboard, which I'm assuming people are reading from, right? It says 44%. That's a little bit different than 60%, right? Because then you're talking about a majority.
No, so this is
tomato,
these are
tomato. It
different
sounds
stats. Different
legitimate
stats.
enough.
Hold on. Just to be clear, in 2022 alone, just the year 2022, 60%. Overall, across all NFT sales on Ethereum, 45%.
So it's either going, depending on when he created this, right?
It's going up. So the highest, did you hear he said the peak was this January?
Got it.
Or no, I think it might have been last January. But in January, in 1 month, 80% of all NFT volume was wash trading.
Okay. But he,
in
again,
1 month,
he's never participated in anything. Okay.
That doesn't make it not true. Like, that doesn't make the data false.
It makes him want to push a certain narrative.
But it makes me want to explore that, where he got that data from, a little bit more carefully. Because, again, I think, people still have that notion, right, that anything that's the printed word is correct, right? And the way you phrase things sometimes, especially when you throw out statistical numbers and you've got like a professor like Professor Scott Galloway behind it, it brings in a lot of legitimacy, and a lot of people won't read further than that, right? We know fucking better, Gift. And that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not true. Like I said before, there is wash trading. Having said that, I take this data with a grain of salt, and the fact that these motherfuckers are the ones pushing the narrative and have never fucking participated in the space at all makes me, put them in a very specific slot. They are not the authority to me, and I get it. To a lot of people, they will be, but so let it,
I think at least one good part, and look, I agree with all that. I think it's important for us to pay attention to, but I think at least if we're looking at, okay, what are the positives and where does it go from here? Look, it is all data that is on chain, and we are getting more sophisticated with our tools and our ability to analyze it all. And NFTGO is already implementing wash trading filters. So to me, I really am now sold on the idea of having some kind of bot score or wash trading ability to like understand and get a better sense for what's going on in these collections. So that to me, I think is something I'm going to be really, really focused on this year, is at least like, okay, we know this is happening, but let's get a little bit more transparent and sophisticated about understanding where and how, so that we're not just consistently being duped into thinking everything's fucking like legit.
Okay, so again, we're going to get off this topic because we do need to rate some PFPs before we jump out of the episode. All right, so hear me out here. So again, this says total volume and amount of wash volume. I don't see the wash volume because this says total volume, right? 26 billion. This report is outsizedly talking about looks rare. Like that is not the space that we know. Like if you look at the data here, and we know that it's X2, Y2, and looks rare, especially looks rare. Okay, so let's go to another Dune Analytics dashboard that I love. This is the volume across ETH of all marketplaces. The volume is primarily either on OpenSea or Blur, and that's recent. You look at the amount of actual fucking volume, and again, it says volume on ETH. Looks rare is an outsized performer on this. I've talked about it, or I've filtered it by total volume right here. X2, Y2, and looks rare. They don't even show up on this fucking graph. like you could barely see green. I don't even know where X2, Y2 is. So this is where the data and breaking it down is interesting. But I'm just wondering, this is where everybody's getting that this is the Dune dashboard that everyone's reporting on. It's an outsized look on one marketplace that doesn't even take up a sliver of the total volume on ETH.
And
Well,
saying you can always manipulate data to match your argument. That's been historically true.
These are good questions too. I mean, there's a couple possible answers that come to mind. One is that total volume might be specifically wash trade volume, and then wash volume is the percentage of total. That could be one way to look at it. Or maybe that other dashboard is actually already filtering out wash trading, and that's why the legit looks rare trades that they're tracking is so small. You know, so it could be a couple different things. I think they're good questions. And yes, we should all be skeptical of everything, especially given that we are inside and we see the good values and the real shit being done. I just, I think this coming to me through a legit, business source like this, and on top of everything else, is just making me realize how critical the optics are right now, and how it's really impacting the growth of the space in a negative way.
And a need in the space that needs to be serviced. And I'm sure people way smarter than us are working on it. And you will have that analytics tool at some point, GIF. We'll be able to berate all those projects that do wash trade them.
I love the commentary happening in the chat right now. One, Nick Swerve is saying, can you personally name one normie friend of yours that came in during the bull, purchased tokens, and is still around saying this space is awesome? I know one. Big shout out to Digits. Digits is a good friend of mine, and he's primarily a gamer. Got into that space, is really addicted, like myself, to NFTs to this day. Asmodai, this is great. This is great parody. Asmodai saying, nearly all games I bought NFTs and are still building and improving. Utility to hold for more, for a moat. Zoo NFT saying, all the game NFTs I bought are worthless now. Quantum variant, you can always manipulate data to match your argument. Are we not discussing sewer passes today? So let's get into rate my bags. I have no data. I have no information on the sewer passes because Bored Ape apparently is doing this thing now where the announcements are like at 8 p.m. at night. Like,
bro, you've got the most accurate sewer pass predictions here. I'll make sure you've got it.
I'm not highlighting that.
Yeah,
I will not put that onto the universe.
You have to. This is the people are asking for sewer pass updates. Look, there it is. We have the most accurate sewer pass predictions for you. Here it is. Tier 4, 69 ETH floor. Tier 3, 6.9 ETH floor. Tier 2, 0.6999999 ETH floor. Tier 1, Dookie.
It's hard to know where to start with how wrong this prediction is. It's tough, but mutant apes are getting absolutely dogged here. Tier 1 basic mutant here is just getting a shit. So what is this like 0? You're thinking just
that's
worthless,
Dookie,
huh?
baby.
Just straight up Dookie. Well, that could be rare though. Like you're talking about Dookie, it is Dookie Dash 6090. Do you have it gifted? Do you have a prediction? Like we're gonna see the mint here today, we think. So meaning that we're actually going to see them on OpenSea and see them trading. What do we actually think?
I do think that like the tier 4 and tier 3s are probably going to do decently well. Like whatever the more rare ones are,
4 and 2,
they're going to get so they're going to get the most speculation, and you'll probably see some kind of crazy people pumping those prices up briefly. So maybe some of those go up to like 10 ETH floor at some point during this activation.
Okay, but you on the spot. Are you buying? Are you selling at tier 4 or
no? I'm holding because I'm only going to get one sewer pass, and I'm in this so I want to get the mint and see what that is. Maybe I'll flip that. Maybe I'll hold that. But for now, I'm going to just play it and see what comes because I think there's too much that I don't know yet. So no, I'm going to play the game, keep my one sewer pass, and get it. I'm going to get a tier 4 because I got a kennel club and an 8. But I think there will be some speculation for the most rare ones that'll get some crazy high, maybe up to like 10 ETH floors or some shit. I think the majority of them are going to be sticking around like 1 to 4 ETH in that range.
Okay, so we have Gifted, we have Nifty Q, and we have Biggie Poppins here. The winner of this prediction contest, we're gonna think about something interesting that you can do on the next episode of NFT Live. So Biggie, I do want to ask you this: give me a prediction on the average of all four. So I know it's more tough to like say which is each tier gonna cost and all this stuff. Give me an average price that you think for for all of them if you average it out.
More than 5 ETH, less
More
than
than 5.
7.
Okay, love that. I'll go a little bit lower. I'll go 3 to 4 ETH on average. GIF?
On average, just what's the floor price? Just like an average floor price?
69 ETH.
I think it'll be like 3, around 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're kind of setting yourself up there because me and Biggie gave ourselves a range. You gave yourself the 3. So I guess anything below 3 is going to be Gifted winning. All right. Here we go. Leave a like on today's episode. Nothing can possibly go wrong. 0.69 to mint. No, that's just Gifted's. That's just Gifted playing around with some numbers.
I love how Sarah's taking this super seriously. I appreciate that, Sarah.
Quantum Variant is absolutely hitting the hopium. Just pass that my way, brother. 12 ETH average across all tiers.
I could see up to 5. Like I could see a 5 ETH floor.
Oh, now you're changing. You're changing now, Gif?
Oh no,
I could see that.
No,
I could see that. But I to me 12 ETH is other than again like the super rare ones. There will be some that go really high, and I could see a few go for like 12 ETH, but not as like a average or a floor.
Okay, first of all, Q, please add Cock Punch and BasedHeads to this chart right away.
So much needs to be added. I agree. It's been a while.
Happen.
Do we just take gutter cats off at this point, or
we can bring them down to size?
I'm keeping them in the corner for now.
I feel like Cyberkongs also probably need to drop.
This is an interactive segment, folks. So you guys in chat, if there's nobody here, I need the community's involvement here. If you see something that's not added, we're adding Cock Punch based heads as well. We need your improvement.
Probably need Daigaku, no? Or are they up there already?
No, I don't think they are.
And probably Ghosts.
All right, so we got Cock Punch, we got Based Heads. What other ones are we adding? You said Ghost?
Swervis says he'd rather be in the gutter than in the sewer trying to pull a key out of a monkey's anus.
Swervis is in his bag today. Okay.
Mournbird's S tier.
Truth in my heart.
Mournbirds should be on here, maybe.
But that's fine art, is it?
It is PFP? Fine art. Yeah, it's a little bit different. It is a PFP, but it's
Which, by the way, I got my open edition. Did you all? I thought it was really cool, Sarah. Thank you. I'm still waiting for my one and only at some point. Maybe your next project. If not, still looking.
Codas aren't its own collection. That's the interesting thing about Codas, though, is that it's part of another collection.
It is.
Do we want to put?
Yeah, they are.
But do we want to put? Oh, they are on here. Huh.
Other deeds right here.
Interesting.
You want to separate other deeds? We've separated mutants. We don't have
other deeds is metaverse land.
That's true. Yeah, and Codas can't be PFPs either. I don't think we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, they are not.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yo, Donar is absolutely getting after you. Did you see that tweet earlier or late last night, GIF? Just hates.
I'm pretty sure I just ignored it. I was sore from my motorcycle accident and ignoring all the bad vibes, you know, just
Did you Daigakus?
Okay, I got it. I got you.
Super Bowl coming up and all that, you know.
Cool Cats may need to drop. This is a fair question from Cam Taylor, and that hurts me to say, but
the shit's moving around today.
Oh yeah.
It's a fair point, Cam. I don't like to hear it, but you know, we again, we're not going to gaslight each other. We got to keep it scientific here.
Here's my biggest concern, not concern, but here's been the biggest debate on doing rate my bags is the provenance feature. Because Kane Mayfield came on to rate my bags, and like he does, he tried to throw his weight around and put rare. We got rare Pepes up at S.
Rare Pepes in S tier.
But the provenance there. But that's what I'm saying. Like the provenance argument is hard because it's like a grandfather argument. You know what I mean? It's like
CryptoKitties S tier. Yeah. CryptoKitties S tier for sure, based on provenance.
Avastars isn't on here either. Speaking of some provenance, okay. So we got DigiDaigaku. We can add as we go. Quantum Variant's asking BAKC.
That should be on here for sure at this point. Yeah.
Y'all, please know we haven't touched Rate My Bags in at least 3 months. So I think Cam's saying Cool Cat's really an A tier. This needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put a Kennel Club up there.
I feel like Cool Cats moves to B. I don't think it drops below that because again, that's still a really beloved IP that's done a lot and I think has a ton of potential. But I kind of agree. I don't know if Cool Cats deserves A tier right now. I think Cool Cats can definitely redeem itself with some good moves.
So can all of you PFP projects out there. You guys can all redeem yourself.
I agree. I would, you know what? I'd move Dead Fellas up to A.
They did sign with UTA, been doing some cool stuff.
They've been doing a lot.
Not opposed.
Genuine Undead? Oh, Game of Thrones. Oh, my. No, that's not a PFP. That's not a PFP.
There's not a low enough letter here for it. It's got to be like a
wait, we have to add the Rect tier.
True.
That would be maybe where it would go. Unfortunately, God, it hurts still.
We got a E tier down here.
We got a Rect tier. We should just change that E to Rect.
Oh, I will. Say less. Jacob's at home just like shooting himself.
Whatever. I mean, he knows that this isn't good. He's not going to be pulling content.
I
want all of the Rate My Bag segment clips.
Jacob, don't listen to him. He's trolling you, bro. He's trolling.
I don't know. The sizing is going to be a little off. We need like a sponsor here. Hold on. This is a master at work.
Y'all are really seeing the sausage. Y'all are seeing the sausage get made right now.
This is great.
Yeah, Deadfell is at A tier. That's all. That is all.
Okay. Put Game of Thrones in the hidden tier. Put Game of Thrones at C. Game of Thrones is going to be another Super Yeti, dude. Game of Thrones is going to be like when all of the PFP collections are forgotten and gone. Game of Thrones will be around.
It will be a meme.
Jack Sideway saying Pepe community is a great example of a small community that's able to keep values propped up within their own circle.
Do we put? I think we should definitely put feet pics on here. No. Do we put crypto Hasbullas?
Hasbullas are a PFP,
but not out yet. Not out yet.
Oh no! Hasbulla's first drop is out, sir.
Crypto Hasbullas are out.
I thought the second one. We need to see them soar before.
Q's been gaslighting us into thinking that he's going to pick one up for months.
Oh shit! Fluff World. That's true. Fluff World
is on here. Fluff is on here.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're at B. They're at B right now.
All right.
I think they remain at B.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
So let's have our ultra secret process put out to everybody here. So the first thing we're doing is adding new ones. Let's add these new projects to the space. We have Bored Ape Kennel. We'll add more later. Bored Ape Kennel Club, DigiDaigaku, Ghost, Cock Punch, and BasedHeads. Where are we placing them, folks?
based
So
in
base
C
heads.
right now.
What?
I would say C. It's
You can't
brand
put
new.
base
It
heads
hasn't done that
in
much.
highest it goes is B.
Yeah.
I think C, just because it's new and it hasn't done much. Like,
Okay. But does that mean that Pudgy Penguins moves up to B because it moved up in price?
No,
Maybe.
price is
Got
not
bought
an
out?
indicator of how
Yeah.
you move up
Oh,
and
it-
down this list.
oh, it definitely matters though. It matters. Let's not pretend that the floor price is not important to the algorithm.
All right, we got our first poll, based heads, because we have a little bit of a debate here. I'm going to say based heads on the poll, B or C.
Man, B. You can't be with hash math. And I mean, I maybe moved hash math down then.
Okay, so again, me and Gifted and Biggie, how many times have you done Rate My Bags with us?
At least once.
Okay, at least once.
Yeah.
Listen, me and Gifted have cut our teeth on some Rate My Bags. So make sure, at least early on, that we're not rating them comparative to like a hash mask because we haven't moved hash masks around yet. See my meaning?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what I like about BasedHeads is that they're hitting the floor running, right? They're already producing content. I think it warrants it a higher, rating just based on that. How many of these projects do you see come out and already have product ready to launch and do, and alliances already made and stuff? So I think for that reason, something like BasedHeads would warrant a beat, but I'll
Currently,
let you two be the tiebreakers.
Voting is currently happening.
I just think you need more of a track record to get a higher ranking. But
I'd probably
look as far as my excitement and like what I think it's gonna do. Like, sure, I would put it at B based on that.
Okay.
Okay, so if I had to rate based heads against Cock Punch, how are we thinking about that? Because that's the next to be added, and is that a B or is that a C?
Man, I wouldn't rate one above the other right now. I think both of them in that respect have created some very interesting content, right? Like Tim Ferriss with his podcast, and then the community itself launching the Discord and holding like Ultimate Cockfighting Championship. So, I mean, if we're gonna put BasedHeads at C, which I don't see too much disagreement on, then go ahead, put them at C. Put both them and Cock Punch at C.
We are closing the poll. We are currently sitting at 57% think B. We are closing that poll in about 20 seconds. So get those votes in. I would lean on Gifted side on this one. Just and it has nothing to do with what they put out. It's just the time. It's just.
All right.
I think you need to have some time to back up a B and above quality project.
All right.
Let's see what the group thinks, and then we will move on. So Cock Punch and BasedHead's going to be on the same realm there. I'm not familiar with Ghosts.
So
I have no vote.
I mean, I'm a fan. Like the artist is very well regarded. It's been around for a while. I know floor price are not supposed to influence, but due to the fact that they've been around for a while and they have a limited quality, they're pretty high up there. Participated with a lot of different projects. I don't know. I'm tempted to say it's like an A, but I know people are gonna balk at that. So
Ghost at A.
Yeah, man.
Okay, we just closed the poll. 50%. We got a 50-50. So we're gonna put BasedHeads and Cock Punch at C for now, but we can still move around. We can still move around some of the other projects on the list.
That
obviously,
hurts my cause.
I think let's bump the Yetis up to B. Just go ahead and do it. I feel like
What?
No, because here's why. It is a comparison to all of the other 3D projects that have been dropping. And frankly, the more 3D projects that come out and shit the bed, I think Yetis are looking better and better. Just
I can't tell if he's joking. We have to remove Parallel from this list. I'm going to remove Parallel. There's a argument to be made that we should remove other deeds from this list. Should we remove other deeds? Like, they're not a PFP project.
Sure, and Coda's
yeah, nobody rocks them as a PFP. Yeah, that's fair.
Look at these. Look at this guy sitting here. Look at the Reddit avatar sitting up there like he belongs today. It's all smug and shit. Ghosts are sitting here. Gifted, do you have a take on Ghosts? I do not.
I don't have a good take on them. I'm aware of them. I know it's a really legit project, kind of OG, and that I know that, you know, they sell for a lot. I believe the floor is pretty fucking high, but I don't know much about the community or how engaged it is. You don't hear about them that much. It's like you only kind of every once in a while they'll like pop back up in a conversation. But you know, that's a good thing. If they've been around for a long time and they still keep, you know, a high level of respect and value and do keep showing up in a conversation now and again, that's good. I tend to like most of the projects that I would rate above a B are because other than like a CryptoPunks, it's mostly because I think that they are really active in building and providing utility and have an ecosystem. I don't know that the Ghosts are doing that or have that. I don't like, this is where I don't know. Like, so I would say A or a B, depending on like how much they're actually doing and how valuable people think that they are.
I'll listen. If Biggie says A and you're following through with an A or B, I'll go ahead and put him at A. Digidaigaku and Kennel Club here.
Sure,
I feel like Digidaigaku is doing obviously that Super Bowl ad. The floor price is pretty high on these as well. What do we got?
Yeah, I think B is fair. I mean, innovative. The whole what is it? Own to play thing. They've been doing a lot of outreach in the space. They just came out with that new contract also that they're going to be using for the royalties where you can wrap stuff. So I mean, I think it garners a B.
Okay.
Dude, that comment. Can we pull that comment back up, bruh? Swerve is on one today, killing it. The only people rocking an other deed as their PFP are your normie friends that you helped make their first wallet so they could get in. Not your friend anymore. Yeah. Yep.
I feel attacked. All right. Kennel Club is a tough placement. They're in the Yuga ecosystem. I don't think anyone's actually rocking a Kennel Club as their PFP. Let me just first of all say that.
But it is a PFP. You could. I agree.
I'm gonna start doing this. I'm innovating.
The actual PFP utility is low on this, but it has other utility and a lot of other value right now, and it seems like that's growing. So yeah, C might be fair. C or B.
C,
you know,
yeah.
Or
I'd rather have a Kennel Club than a lot of those fucking C tiers, but you know.
Oh man.
You know, okay. You know what? If I'm being honest, and this actually really
this is going to be a wide range.
I would rather Azuki not even be on here, but I actually feel like maybe they need to jump up to a B just because they keep building and they've got so much money and fucking. I don't like promoting Azuki because I don't agree with celebrating and rewarding certain types of people, but.
That's the story a little bit. I mean, there was a bit of a derugging situation there, right? GIF, like, I mean, yes, I agree with you. I fucking not a fan of Saga.
Wait, derugging, so to me, derugging would mean going back and making amends for the other collections. What have they done on that front?
No, that's for sure. But they have, after kicking him out, like they have continued to build and deliver value to their holders, right?
They kicked Zagabond out. I thought Zagabond was still the face of it. Like didn't they just publish it?
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I understand, he's not part of the team anymore. Like maybe he's in some
But didn't
kind of adversarial position. Correct us if
I
we're
thought
wrong,
when
dear
well, I
viewers.
thought when they did that video drop recently, I think it was around the golden skateboards. I thought
They
his
added his
PFP
name in
was
there. They added his
yeah, like
name and
he's
PFP in there
I'm
as an
I'm pretty sure he's
example.
definitely part of the
Still
team.
a prominent figure in the thing. But based on
Yeah.
that, would you punish the rest of the project and the holders and the builders in there, which have continued to?
That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that like I think that if we're being honest, because they've managed to raise so much money and keep innovating, they're going to be around, which is why I'm saying, as much as it pains
Where
me
are
to
they?
say it, maybe they're in C. I'm saying maybe they deserve to be bumped up a notch.
They
At this
100%
point.
deserve
Yeah.
to be. They
A.
probably are A
Yeah.
category in my opinion. Like with what they're putting out, I think they should be A.
Can't
shit.
can't do it. Can't do it. Can't allow that. No. But
Can't
maybe
allow
B.
it. Squashman saying, I love BAKC, but don't think they should be on the list if we already have apes and mutants. Not used as much as PFPs, and BAKC utility to date has come from combining it with an ape or mutant, not alone. All really fair points. But Kennel Club barely makes a list in this, in my opinion. I haven't seen a single person rock this as a PFP.
Take them out.
Oh, there's definitely been people at a point, especially when they were newer. I just don't know that recently you see it. But
All right, this one was all over the place. I asked A, B, or C for Kennel Club, and we got C. So for now, we'll place them in C. I think there is enough utility, and if you're associated with Yuga, you're going to make your way onto the show. Of course. Nouns
A or
Yeah.
C. S. A or S. I mean,
I wish I owned a Nouns, honestly. I really do.
I would say S.
the floor has been dropping quite a bit lately. We need to can we pull up the floor? My OpenSea is anybody else having issues with OpenSea today?
First of all,
'Cause
we use
it's
NFTGO here, sir.
Oh, let's pull it. You know what? I like this. I really like this. Fuck OpenSea. Let's use NFTGO. I definitely think they're at least A. I think to me the question is, do they deserve to be S tier? So maybe this is a poll. Should we poll it?
Poll it.
Okay.
Sure.
SRA?
I definitely think so. As far as like, especially like their iteration, as far as like DAO frameworks goes,
100%.
it's fucking like they are the leaders in that space. And I mean, the amount of communities that they're embedded in, you see it in pretty much all PFP options. It's kind of like Gremlin, you know. They
Floor
have
price
their own
holding it
shout out.
35 too. Yeah, I think
Okay.
they have a good argument for S tier. I'm leaning S tier.
I'm leaning S tier as well. I put Nouns DAO instead of Nouns, which lets you know like how I think about the project. It's obviously a lot around the DAO narrative and what they've been able to do with their community via that fucking large treasury they have. I think that's going to be a huge boon for them going forward. Floor price 34. So a year ago, 79,
Yeah.
86. And now we're sitting around 30, 32. If I had to buy a Nouns or a Proof Collective at this point, I'm buying Proof. Sorry, but
100%.
I like Nouns. All right, we got that poll running. A is currently in place. You guys voted for Kennel Club at C.
Meanwhile, can we touch upon D-Gods, for example? We placed them on C, which was already pretty harsh, but man, I don't know. What do you guys think?
They have an outsized I hear about D-Gods more than a fair chunk on the same row, definitely, but even in the B category.
Yeah, I feel like Toy Boogers could probably drop down to D. And I mean, dude, I would keep D-Gods there because I'm a little bit biased, but like I'm not in it. So if y'all have different takes, then I acquiesce.
What do you think about D-Gods? I would move D-Gods up to B, but that's just me. Like I hear a lot about these guys. And
Swervis says wrecked, so
D-Gods wrecked as a meme.
I mean,
They got paid $3 million. Which project is getting paid to move to a different chain?
Well, I mean,
Not
it's
many.
great. Hey, it's great for Polygon, right? I like it remains to be seen how well they do on that new chain and how this process goes. At the same time, there's the issues of, it's their leader, which a lot of people have mixed feelings about, especially as of late with his comments on women. Obviously, that's just, I mean, could be said it's separate from the project itself. But I just wanted to touch upon it, see how you guys felt about it. I'm cool with it being in C. I wouldn't move it up yet, Q, until we have that process done with, because I do want to see how they are received in these new ecosystems, which they lambasted for so long. And now, don't expect the fucking welcome. I'm kidding.
60% of you said a Nouns DAO. Not many of you voted on this one as related to the others. So I think we're going to go with the panel up here. I appreciate the votes, but in aggregate, we had more S votes with the panel up here. So we're going to go ahead.
The S tier.
Yeah, I might even find a better
Nice.
photo. Although the glasses are iconic, I think maybe we should go with the PFP for Nouns.
I like Biggie. I like that Biggie's making a bit of a ceremony. I feel like when a project makes it up to S tier, there should be some kind of knighting ceremony. Absolutely.
Rise now.
I appreciate that.
Rise
Also,
now.
I was gonna say, Nifty Q, do you have just like a blank sort of one of these rate my bags, like just black empty canvas that you can pull up real quick? Like, or can you just like copy and
Ooh.
delete all the PFPs real quick, just so I can see
Real quick, you want me to delete all?
Just real
There's
quick.
no drag and
No, just
drop.
not-
I'll tell you that.
Can you just like duplicate the slide and then just delete the PFPs real quick?
Yeah,
Is
that would.
possible?
I'm gonna have to click 40 times, but yeah, I can do that for you.
You can't
Gibbs,
just wait.
'cause
You can't just.
no. There's
You
no
can't
drag
just
and
drag.
drop. No,
You can't just drag and like delete them all. Oh, that's
just
that's
I'm
fucking
a
annoying.
professional. I'll fucking do it. It's fine.
All
What's
right.
that? This better be worth
we
it.
go.
What are you having to do?
Well, so basically, what we're doing here, this is our extremely sophisticated new wash trading filter. So if you flip on the wash trading filter here, this is actually what the new board looks like.
No way.
That was a
There
lot
it
of
is.
work, and
That's-
folks, I hope you realize how much work goes into this show. That was a lot of work. Go ahead.
There it is. Yeah. So the updated rate my bags chart with the wash trading filter on.
This is it.
We're looking good. We're looking good.
Oh
Yep.
shit!
There it is.
God damn it!
Maybe throw some Chiptos and some DBs on there, and then you got it.
Oh, true. It's like all community projects. That would actually be legit.
Yeah.
To turn that shit on, that would actually be dope. With wash. Okay, we have the with wash segment there. Maybe we could get to that one day. All right, jumping back in. Great off-topic shoot there, Gift. Thanks for derailing.
It's important. It's important. All right.
Okay. Everything is.
Buttercats. You guys were talking about bringing
Yeah.
down Buttercats to the gutter.
I would put them in the fucking gutter right now. C, maybe even D.
Correct.
Wow. Damn. All right.
Dude, they are.
I don't think
for
they
a
deserve to
three.
be D. I think maybe C. I think C is fair right
Just
now.
from a supply to floor price standpoint, they have to be like one of the worse off, like large NFT projects. 3,000, 1.2.
still- The floor price is still 1.5, which is better than a lot of projects. I mean,
But all
Look,
of those
you can make
projects
an argument
probably are
for-
like 6 to 10K. Right?
look, if you look in the D category, I don't know that they belong there with those other projects per se yet, but maybe. I don't know.
What about the
I put
Reddit
him-
avatars? As much as we love them,
Gotta drop 'em.
As much as happen, we got to drop them a little.
I would
at
drop 'em.
least. Yeah.
It looks like
I think again,
The euphoria
Cool
has
Cats,
worn down.
Cool Cats and Reddit. If you want to drop it down a tier, I'm with it.
I would love some data behind, guys. This is a purely analytical and data driven chart, of course, but I would like some data around like what Reddit. I've been following some Dune dashboards that have been following the Reddits. There's wallets over time are continuously increasing on that platform. I think there's new mints for communities all the time. I just don't think these people are then trading them after they buy that first NFT for their community or minting it.
And I haven't seen a lot of people use them as PFPs either.
Agreed.
Not outside of the Reddit ecosystem, but they definitely are on Reddit. That's where they're built for. They're Reddit avatars, right? I mean,
Thanks, kid.
Only for Reddit.
I'm not trying to be obnoxious, but like literally, that's their function is to be a PFP for the Reddit platform.
Okay, Cam Taylor is saying color code the tiers properly. That has probably been the single most talked about thing as it's related to Rate My Bags. Search for one of these filters. Go ahead, do it right now.
It's not enough. We need to do my background thing that we did that time, but properly.
Do a search for a tier list on Google right now. I'll do it live. I'll show you what I'm working with.
Why does everybody not understand how colors work though?
Hold on. I'm gonna do this live just so you guys don't call me a fucking liar. Tier list maker.
Nobody thinks you're a liar, Q. Nobody thinks you're a liar.
Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's one.
I think he wants the color like that, straight across, I suppose.
But we're talking about the color code of S and A being somehow red. And like, where are these
developed this system is a moron.
I think you know what I think happened here is like this has taken off. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to this whole rating system is meme taken off, and no one with this like run has decided to create like the first one was red to green, and therefore now we're here.
Yeah.
I created something. Mind you, I understand it wasn't that great, but I think that's the future.
It was amazing.
These things. We will create one. You will see. It'll be better.
I'm finding that
amazing.
now. All right, back into it. So Cool Cats, where do we rate Cool Cats GIF? I'm okay with moving them down to C. B? Okay.
Nah, keep them at B for now. We dropped them down from A, right? Let's keep them there for now. I really believe in Cool Cats. I think it's a great project. It's very beloved. They just haven't been doing that well recently. So I'd keep them there.
Okay. Gutter Cat.
Down.
Gutter Cats.
Even if we get attacked, we got to fend for ourselves and our beliefs.
Yeah.
At this point, like,
let
even
the litter come.
At this point, I like to see our hi Gutter Cat gang. please flame the fuck out of us. At this point, you know what's really cool to see is every time we do this Rate My Bag system, I think the tiers do get better. Like the fact that BasedHeads and Cockpunch are actually at C makes the quality of being on C that much better than, I mean, we used to look at C and be like, that's for kind of the meh out there. Like BasedHeads and Cockpunch are legit, you know? So,
Yeah.
All right. I'm cool with putting Gutter Cat at C.
Hashmax, I would.
There's the provenance.
Hashmax even be there?
What do you mean?
Like, I haven't seen anybody use it as a PFP. Just kind of like long lost, forgotten.
Hashmask is like CryptoKitties-esque, bro. Like, like we don't even have Avastars on this list, which is a little fucked up as it relates to provenance.
I would put it on D. You know, along with the Moon Cats.
Is anything wrecked on this list? You put Hashmask at D?
Avastars are not doing that great.
No, definitely not.
But I see people use them as their avatar. Even Marty uses it in the chat. Like, I mean, you see an Avastar and you're like, oh, okay, somebody that's really big on prominence or whatever. But Hashmasks, not really. Like, they kind of faded out.
Some solid arguments being given here.
Going on, you know. Just saying.
Hashmask's floor is holding much better than Avastar's.
I'm gonna find a better one for Avastars here, but that basically what it comes down to at Avastars is how much backing do we give to provenance, right? Like Avastars were probably one of the first generative PFPs.
Do y'all think hash
But
masks
but
and
you want to have
avatars-
you want to see a community rally behind it, right? Be passionate about it, like
They
use it
were
as their
at one
PFP.
point.
Yeah, well, so were hash masks, and now they're not.
But
Mhm.
Like,
do y'all feel like hash masks and avatars are actually maybe opportunities, or you feel like they're just
No.
too OG and not doing enough?
Yeah, collectibles at this point. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Okay.
and dig
Let's ask the chat. Sorry, go ahead, Biggie.
No, I was just gonna say, crypto dick butt seems to have more of a following or a passionate community behind it than fucking avatars. You know which one we're missing from there also that is doing really well? Wrecked guys.
All right, guys.
That's a
guys.
good
Nope.
one, and that can be our first. That can be our first ironically wrecked PFP that we throw down there.
But they're so wrecked that they're actually doing. They've moved out of the wrecked
Exactly.
basement.
Is this wreck, guys?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
I don't have
go.
wrecked, guys. So where are we putting wrecked,
I
guys?
fucked that one up. Put it in wrecked category for now. It's actually like much higher, but as a joke.
Proudly
it's
wrecked.
wrecked.
Proudly
So
wrecked.
Yeah, it's probably wrecked.
Refuse to
That's the
move
meme.
from wrecked.
That is the meme. But no, we fucked that one up because we were calling that one on the show as something to watch around 0.04 or no, 0.4, I think we were calling it, and now it's like killing it.
1.1 or something.
So that was
Man,
one that 1.5 ETH4.
we probably
really well.
we probably have like 10 minutes left, folks. We're gonna finish out this list, and obviously we can come back to rate my bags at any point. I feel like we're running up to this debate with Provenance a bunch. Like, how much do we give to the
Provenance
OG
by
status?
itself-
Not a lot. If Mooncats is down at D, then I think Provenance. It means something, but it's not everything, right?
No, you have to have also the community and like some level of utility, but at least you have to have the active community that is still building out there, proliferating it. Like you still see CryptoPunks fucking everywhere.
Okay.
You still see like certain provenance like projects everywhere, right? Some of them have just kind of fallen off and nobody's even talking about. So like again, something like a CryptoKitties. Yeah, that's got provenance, but like, does it have clout? Does it have a really engaged community? Does anybody really care about CryptoKitties anymore?
Mhm.
No. So provenance matters, but you need all like provenance plus.
Maybe there's like a right-handed category over here, GIF, that's like OG, but like retired. Like retired should be a category, right? Like, because at one point they were legit, but they're just you're muted.
I think that's the wrecked category, isn't it?
But wrecked indicates that, like, I don't know. It's like getting dishonorably just discharged or honorably discharged from the military. You're like, we give you an honorable retirement, as opposed to wrecked is like, I feel like somebody that rugged. Anyways, all right, on to the next here. All right, let's go down the list really quick. S, obviously, BAYC is going to be S. Also, one thing I like to do with the S category is rank by number one, number two.
The question is that Pepe, right? Like,
yeah,
okay,
the Pepe.
provenance, yes. Okay, community, yes. I'm not saying like put it down in the rec category, but at least like, yeah, it's gonna
How
piss them
much?
off.
Okay, so somebody said that they were like following rare Pepes. Again, I'm provenance included. I'm not really looking at these guys. Is there like a prominent community that's happening right now? Like that's bumping.
Something.
Yeah, let us know and we'll leave that. So I think yes, not at S there. V friends, GIF. We moving those down to A?
Are you kidding? No, V friends stay where they are. Get out of here, bro. Get out of town.
All right, nouns, squiggles, squiggle here. Is this art blocks or just?
Yeah, that's art blocks.
Art blocks,
and yeah, like I mean, I guess you could argue that it's not a PFP project, but you do see a lot of people use them as a PFP project. So I think for that very reason and everything that they've done in the space, they do belong in the S tier.
Okay, here's a question.
Rocking it right now. Biggie's rocking it on his hat right now.
Sir?
Here's a question: V friends or art blocks as the number 3 project in the space?
art blocks for 100%.
I think I would agree.
Yeah,
but I've never been a
really?
stan.
I would
S
put
tier
defense
category.
as the fifth one actually. After
Ooh.
just for the very fact that defense is like a hybrid. No, like it's not. It is Web3. It is a crypto project, but it has a lot of other components that are very Gary V. Right? Like I don't want to say ecom because it's not ecom, but it's got like I don't know. It just
And that's a bad thing. I don't
no.
understand.
It's not a bad thing. I just
Don't
think
wake that. Don't wake him.
the sleeping dragon. Yeah, fucking. Okay. Hey, it's still an S tier.
Yeah, I like that. I think Art Blocks is more of an outsized influence and more legit. All right, Moonbirds. Moonbirds at A or S?
I'll be cool and say they still, like because it's not proof. I would say Moonbirds still have to prove themselves. I'm cool with keeping them at A right now.
Okay.
Let
I
them
agree.
let them come out with ship some more stuff that'll be coming down the pipe this year, and I have no question whatsoever that they'll be at S. But I won't.
I feel okay. Here's a controversial one for you. I think there's an argument to, and people are not going to like me saying this. I think there's an argument to move mutants up to S tier.
Oh.
A lot of people rock mutants. I'm not gonna lie. There's
True.
a very, very strong community. Obviously, again,
Make them
associated
their
with Yuga.
personal brand. Make it the personal brand. The amount of
Yeah.
utility being part of the ecosystem. The floor being at
The
15
sewer
ETH
passes
still.
aren't necessarily.
Sorry.
But are they like? I mean, okay, but do they have any like additional? I mean, they're like second-class citizens to apes, right? Like, honestly, regardless, they will always be second-class citizens.
And on top of that, they are still a much more valuable, more coveted PFP than anything on this fucking board. So yes, and
Maybe not
Still
Moonbirds.
fucking
Maybe
S
not
tier.
Moonbirds. Maybe not Moonbirds. What is a Moonbirds floor price?
It's like an 8.
It was like 6. It was like 6 ETH. Yeah, 7 ETH.
What?
Dude?
I can move it up there.
Mutants are more than double the floor of a Moonbird, and they've proven so much more valuable.
Yeah, I would have to say
just the fact that you can stake your ape coin and get a high fucking APY with your fucking mutant is more utility and value than almost any of these is fucking providing.
Being tied to Yuga, of course, and I do think enough people rock with mutants that it is legit. It's not, and yes, you use the term second class citizen. I don't think that's a funny term to throw out there, but I think the mutants have enough going for them with all the utility drops and all this stuff.
Let's see how it plays out with the Dookie Dash. I mean,
we got about 5 minutes, folks. Get your last comments in here. Flubber's saying mutants are ugly, though. What's up?
I'm certain cyberbrokers will eventually reach S tier as well. Not yet, but we have mechas launching today, I believe. So that's also cool.
Doodles probably moves down for me.
Yeah, they have yet to prove themselves, or launch something of significance. And what about CyberCons? I think I'm not too familiar. Too familiar with what they're doing at the moment, but GIF seemed to wanted to give them the boot. What do you think?
Hash Rhymes is one in our community who's always up on CyberCon. So Hash, if you've got a eloquent defense of CyberCons and why they shouldn't be a B, let me know now.
Pills should go down, bro. Yeah, pills should definitely go down. I mean, like forever project there. They're very cool, but I don't see people rocking a damn thing or no utility, no nothing yet. So.
What the fuck happened to Subducks? God damn. All right. Let's see. Yeah, not biased. Mutants are beautiful. Zoo NFTs rocking a mutant.
That is a cool mutant, by the way, Zoo. It's one of the best I've seen.
Flubber saying mutants are ugly though. Would take a doodle over a mutant. The only reason I bring up the doodle stuff is that there has been that like vibe that you're getting with Guttercat now, where it's like, hey, what are you guys doing? What's happening? There was that duplicator launch, obviously, and since then
they're supposed to be doing more soon, but they have been a lot of talk. And other than like doing some events, I'm not sure how much walk there's been. Also, like the comment that mutants are ugly, it's like there are some that are ugly, but like a lot of them are fucking dope. Like maybe there's like 5 to 10% or like 15% even that like maybe aren't that attractive. But dude, a lot of mutants are fucking cool. If you actually go look at the better ones and not just at the floor, like there's some badass mutants.
Hash Rhymes is saying, oh, you don't want me to get started on CyberKongs, but please do your research. There's a mint coming in Q1.
Oh, dang.
All right, I don't want to get caught here bringing CyberKongs down to B without doing research. I'm not a Kong. They're the provenance there too. They are an OG collection. If you don't know about CyberKongs, you need to do some research for sure. But I just never bought one, never got in.
So we're bringing them up to where they were and say that they are on shaky grounds. Let's see what that mid goes.
Okay. 10KTF, I think, is an A project.
Yeah.
Associated with the other side. Is that
Gremlin?
Clonex? Do we keep Clonex today?
Yeah.
I've never been a fan, but some people love them, and yeah, they are doing stuff.
Okay.
Also, again,
as
far as 3D projects go, they're one of the best. Also.
Okay. Flubber saying CyberKong's OG, more of a tech-oriented project. I think World of Women stays at A tier for now. They're pretty well known.
We're missing Chimpers.
Chimpers? I feel like Chiptos is brought up as well. Is Chimpers
it's
after
an
these days?
IP. Yeah, they're doing some cool stuff. I mean, maybe on-chain monkeys too. I put it at a C.
Punk's Comics. So Pixel Vault was called out in the chat. Again, we can't be invested in all these projects. Renga, how do we feel about Renga?
People still use them, right, as their PFP, and they're doing stuff. I mean, they're taking a little while to launch, but I mean, if we're not touching Cool Cats or what was the other one, Doodles, then I think Renga can stay at C.
I'd either leave it at C or bump it up to B.
Right.
What's that one next to Robotos?
I don't know what this one is.
What the hell is that?
Huh.
Oh, that's it's Psychedelics Anonymous.
Oh, fuck that.
B? Are we?
No?
I think so. I think Psychedelics Anonymous is pretty legit. I mean, maybe you can make an argument to drop them down if they haven't been doing that much lately. But that's a pretty legit community and cool art.
I haven't seen anybody use it as their PFP though. I mean, I think they could drop down to
D. Floor has dropped quite a bit actually too. It's down to 0.4.
D?
Yeah, man, you're not gonna put it with Cock Punch and BasedHeads and all these guys that are actually doing shit.
Dude, that has more provenance than any of them.
Any what? Oh, any of those two?
Provenance isn't. But provenance isn't everything, right?
It matters, but it's like it can't stand on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have yet to see anybody. I have yet to see anybody use it as their PFP. Have you, Q, seen a Psychedelic Anonymous PFP? I've seen plenty of Cock Punch. I've seen BasedHeads. I know they're
definitely have. You definitely have seen it. It's just you just may not have known what it was.
Okay.
Rare Pepes. We didn't get any notice on Rare Pepes, but we'll put them in B. We'll drop them a couple. We recognize the provenance of Rare Pepes, but we don't know what's being built in that ecosystem. But Bitcoin NFTs for sure. is another whole topic. Marty McFly says this looks a little better, except VFriends and S, of course. Marty's getting off start. Oh, we're back to old school Marty,
Perfect.
baby. Love to see it. Thank God Justin Murray's not here, or else he would literally send a fucking nuke to this list because we don't have any Solana NFTs.
We got the gods.
Besides the gods.
Wait.
All right. Dead fellas, crypto dick butts and cryptodes. Any updates here? We could move them down or up.
Dick butts stays because people keep.
No, dude. Fucking
them.
toads. Toads are like big, man. Like toads are kind of like ghosts. Like they're just,
Okay.
art for art's sake. But I mean, it's Gremlin, and you do see a lot of people use them as their PFPs.
Okay.
I don't know, crypto dick bugs. I know that you have a strong community. People are very passionate about it. I do think it's a hilarious meme. I don't know if it deserves to be on B. Let the
Dude,
crowd decide.
People keeps making fucking dick butt references in everything he does. So, dude,
Where's
that meme is powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we're wrapping up this episode. One of just an absolute record for an episode today. So, Jacob, thank you so much for tuning along the entire time. Fluff World, Neo Tokyo, Robotos. We have to get this and finish out.
All right. Fluff World definitely can stay at B. They're very close to launching their own metaverse, their token. They're doing some really, really cool stuff.
I agree.
Robotos, not. I know that they have been doing like a game, right? And I think I just saw a partnership recently, with them. I forget who it was. So I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Robotos can stay where it is because they're still doing shit, and it's a great beloved project. What's not on here though is Oniforce.
Ooh.
And
Wow,
they're still doing something. They're about to actually announce an acquisition and some other big things.
I gotta go with the Logan Paul Bumblebee.
That's perfect. Yeah.
All right, where does Oniforce belong in this list, folks?
I would say C for now. I would put it as C for now. I'm hopeful that it can rise above there.
You know what's crazy is I know more about the C-list projects than I do with the B-list projects at this point. Like across the board, I feel like the C-list projects almost are more known.
Dude, you know what else isn't on here? Is Warps by Warp Sounds.
Warp Sound, yeah. Squashman is saying, I like Robotos and they're fun, but belong with Toy Boogers down in D. I think when the Time Studios cartoons drops for both, they may change it up.
If you really wanted to drop Robotos down to C, like I could see an argument for it. I don't think they belong at D yet.
I could
I don't see a lot of people use them. I get it, but Pixel Vault, do people use that as a PFP? I mean, it's like a derivative of it, right? Like I would take that out.
Okay, I'm getting efficient here. I like to see it. Neo Tokyo was a really cool. I was super interested in what Neo Tokyo was doing. Not too familiar now, but when it first launched, I was like super into the lore that they were trying to build. Let's see, Cyber Brokers, CloneX remains. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah. I would just leave it for now. This is looking great. By the way, I just have to say, this is looking absolutely amazing.
We're getting better at this. I'm going to be honest. We're figuring ourselves out. We're figuring out the space. Jack's Hideaway is still here. Shout out to Jack's Hideaway through the whole 2.5 hour episode. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank you.
Amazing.
Marty, I went after Grail number 1. The Grail.
I gifted being a soccer fan or a football fan yourself. The idea that there could be leagues here was brought up by Jack's Hideaway. So we have a promotion and relegation potentially. He says maybe this list should be the top 30, and once you hit wrecked, they go to the minor leagues. I like it. Okay.
Yeah,
but
also
guys.
I feel like as the space grows and more communities do actually succeed, like So I could see the relegation promotion thing if we wanted to like make it more of a competition. I think the cool thing about this is it's not as much about like them competing head to head as much as just their merits, right?
Yeah,
I think that would be more of like a showdown type thing. Which, you know, we like to do the battle of the blue chips sometimes, which we should do again. We haven't done it on GM Web3 in a couple months. So yeah, I feel like this sort of showdown competition thing gets away from the ethos of like collaboration and like, you
That's
know,
fair.
wag me a little bit, but
that's fair. We
get it.
didn't touch. We did move down hash mass. I do feel like from this episode of Rate My Bags, we definitely touched a little bit on provenance and how we feel about it, right? And there might be an area we put here for this because I feel like it's disingenuous to say, or maybe we're just not visualizing it correctly when we say hash mass is a D. You know, like hash mass is one of the like most like important projects that's ever existed in the NFT space. The problem is they're not developing now, and this is a fluid list. But
the fluid list though is that we're ranking it based upon the current sentiment and how the algorithm is calibrated on the day that we rate the bags, right? And so currently, if you were to go out and talk about hash mass, most people would be like, "What?" So it's like,
yeah.
So the truth is like, yes, to a very, very niche hardcore user, it still maintains some kind of like, gravitas. But nobody's buying and trading them right now. The floor is not high. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's got them as a PFP. They're not relevant. So just in terms of today, how the algorithm is calibrated.
Because Quantum Variant saying hash mass is more art than PFP. That's true now. There were a lot of hash mass PFPs. I rocked a hash mass PFP. Like they were one of the original PFPs. They were before Bored Apes. They were before a lot of these other projects. But I guess right now is I think you rounded it out.
I'm sure some like mooncat whale out there is agreeing with you right now, Q. But again, you know.
Okay. Yeah. No, I got you. And that's a comfortable ass shirt you're wearing, bud.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it is.
Shit. All right.
Too warm. It's a little cold out here.
It's not cold. I know that. I know for damn sure it's not cold. All right. Let's see. Rate my bags. It looks like we're good. I wish. You know what? We're gonna number this edition. What do we think, Gifted? What do we think? Is this like the 7th, 6th, 5th?
69.
I think it's like the 5th time we've done Rate My Bags. Let's just leave it at that.
I feel like it's way more than that, bro.
I feel good about this one, though.
You think this is only the 5th time we've done this?
Well, we've done a lot of other Rate My Bags, as you can tell. Rate My Christmas, and which are you kidding me? Nightmare Before Christmas should not.
How are you still debating the qualities and the values of such a legendary, iconic film?
Not a Christmas movie.
I don't
Halloween
understand what you could even. It's called Nightmare Before Christmas.
About Halloween taking over Christmas.
Oh, my lord, you're a bunch of heathens.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning in on this 7th and quote unquote 7th edition here of Rate My Bags. This will be on Twitter. If you want to like it, it's coming out from the NFT Live Twitter here in just a second. We'll tag some projects and see if we don't get absolutely flamed by the gutter cats. Guys, thank you so much for being here and rating it with me. Biggie and Gifted, I'll let you take us out. Our vibe, our tribe, folks, thank you again so much. Leave a like. It helps us get the word out about the content, and we'll see you tomorrow. Biggie.
Thank you, fellas. It's been an epic, almost 3 hours. Sorry, Jacob, but it was necessary. I'm very happy about this Rate My Bags. It's going to be hard to like contend with it the next time we visit it. I'm very curious what new additions will come to, enjoy debating about. But as always, love our crowd. Thank you for being here with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Gift.
Heck yeah. Our vibe, our tribe. Appreciate everybody. We'll be back tomorrow morning with some GM Web3 on the Twitter Spaces. Cannot wait for it. Big love to Biggie Poppins, holding it down, sticking it out with us. Jack's Hideaway, all the homies over here, Flubber, Hash Rhymes, all y'all, Squash Man. We appreciate you. And if you don't like and subscribe, all your bags are going to zero. That's how that works. So hit the like button, and that's it.
That's it. Yo, I appreciate you both. Last thing, I have to get this in. I don't know how I forgot it. Go fucking Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? We finally broke the 30-year-old curse. We won a game against Tom Brady. I love it. I'm basking in my
We
glory.
were going out on a high. We had a high note, and then
The poor man, he needed that money after
How
he
about-
lost it to FTX, man.
How about them Cowboys? Woo!
No. But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic. Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired, the whole bit. And everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?